What is up, my dudes? Welcome to the show. How you guys been doing? We're having a crazy weekend. It is the final weekend of vacation, and it's out of control. We got in touch with Rin's manager and talked to him about whether or not he's chill with me using the music for the opening. I got you can use it. We're not gonna be monetizing this stream as long as we're using it because, well, I mean, we'll be monetizing it, but that money goes to Rin's music, which I'm fine. I will contribute my $3 for his hard work that he did on that song to use it in my opening. And I said if we ever get to a point where we actually make real money, maybe we can discuss some type of licensing. I don't know that will ever happen, but it was cool to get a hold of the Rin's manager and confirm that it's all good for me to be using it. So that was really cool. I've tried actually in the past to get a hold of him and haven't been able to. So we did that. We got shouted out by Charlie Hilbert. So shout out to Charlie Hilbert. Charlie made a video and name dropped me, and that was super dope, as we've been in Charlie's comments, and we made Charlie a video about Charlie, as he is the coolest fucking human being probably on the planet right now. I'll be honest with you. You know, so that was really cool. Saw some Charlie people in the chat, in the comments. So really appreciate that. Yeah, we've been having a heck of a weekend. Obviously, tomorrow is the Eagles game versus Commanders, Bills versus Chiefs. I'm myself hoping for a Bills-Eagle Super Bowl, because if my Eagles win, then of course I'm going to be happy. And if the Bills win, well, that's probably the best defeat that could happen to my Eagles, because Bills fans really do deserve to win a Super Bowl. I am a child of the 80s and 90s, and I watched those 4 Super Bowls for the Bills, and my heart constantly goes out to Bills fans for everything that they have endured as Buffalo Bills fans. So my hope tomorrow, Bills versus Eagles. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see who's in the chat. R's wife, AJ, Bandit, KLB, Sean, Bob. I see you, Bob. What's up, 21st century suffragettes? Talking about the coolest human beings on this earth. The 21st century suffragettes are amazing. What do you need to boost the channel? What do I need to boost the channel? I mean, the best thing that anybody can do for my channel is just to shout me out in other channels where you guys know that people have similar interests. You know, obviously, if you're in a horror movie channel, you know, shouting out my channel just, you know, not going to really bring over the types of people that want to watch this type of content. So, you know, the sub number going up, that's ego. View number going up and increased chat rate and people talking to each other and building community, that's substance. You know, like I've said before, I'm always happy with consistent growth. We've consistently grown this channel for a really long time, and I'm super proud of everybody that's been involved in it, because, as I said before, the community grows this channel. I just make stupid videos with my dumb opinions, and you guys really are the ones that drive this channel. So I appreciate you guys all. So the ways to boost my channel is to you know, ask people to have me come on their shows, you know, stand for my channel when you're in other chats and tell people about it. Liking the videos, commenting on the videos, sharing the videos on social media and stuff like that. All of those things like really help me out, and they really actually don't cost any money, just a little bit of your time, which I appreciate. I appreciate everybody that does it. Even Bob. Anyone but the Chiefs. They are the new Patriots. You want me to turn sub mode off, LB? If you want me to turn sub mode off, I don't mind turning sub mode off. I actually do that mostly for the people in chat. But I have sub mode on because I generally think that if I'm going to allow people to argue and fight with me, this is specifically, the sub mode on is specifically for Trump supporters. if I'm going to argue and fight with you, you damn well should be sub to my channel. If you're a hater, I'm still going to make you sub my channel. You know, like, that's kind of why the sub has always been like that. I mean, it's been like that for like the last 6 months, not always been like that. But because what I would do is, you know, I'd have all these MAGA people come in here, and I like fighting with them. I like arguing with them. I know it provides entertainment for you guys when I make fun of them. So that's fun for me. And it does drive viewership and stuff. But at one point or another, I just kind of felt like they should have to sub if they're going to, you know, come in and spew the dumb shit that they do. Bob is on his other account. That's one of my favorite things, is making Bob subscribe to multiple on my channel. What's happening, Linda? Good to see you. I'll tell you what, we will turn off the sub mode. How about next show? Because I don't want to push any buttons right now. What's happening, Liz? What's happening, Alan? Yeah, we will do that. Good evening to Silent Siren. Sean, what's up? Yeah. So anyways, it's been a really good weekend. And, you know, if anybody out there doesn't get what I'm always trying to do here, I just want to explain this a little bit to you, because it's something me and my wife had talked about a little bit earlier. And it's something that she had seen AOC talking to Jon Stewart about. And I'm 100% 10 toes down with this, is that the left has a problem with talking to people. The left is the party of rules and boundaries and, you know, being the adult in the room and all this shit. And I think they really lack voices like AOC's voice, like Bernie Sanders' voice, that speak directly to people. And, you know, whether or not we like it or not, Trump brought that for the right. And that was that, you know, like, you know, Trump he's not a highbrow individual. Okay. He can get down in the dirt and talk to people in their language, because that's what those people want to hear. Now, that's not our language. You know, that's not, we don't choose to demean, you know, minorities, LGBT people, marginalized communities and stuff like that, the way he does that, like that emboldens his community. But there is something to that can be learned from the right and from Donald Trump. And that is, the left has to have voices that speak to people. And that's why I like Naughty Nana Does. That's why I like Charlie. That's why, you know, I like seeing people like Adam Mockler, Luke Beasley, David Pakman, Brian Tyler Cohen, like, change from being like these people that have very like well-mannered language to occasionally dropping a curse, occasionally talking some shit. Because if you want to be honest, you're not going to reach those people that are blue-collar workers, the lower middle class people out there, unless you're speaking their language. And when you have kind of what happened with AOC, right, where the octogenarian that ended up winning the committee position that AOC was running for, you know, their whole way of thinking is like, well, he put in his time, he deserves it. And I don't have anything against that dude. I think he's a good dude. But it's a complete misconception on the left that they don't need the help of those younger voters, that they don't need to reach the blue collar people. Like, I've changed my opinions about Hillary Clinton. I had a much worse opinion of Hillary Clinton. I have a little bit of a better opinion of Hillary Clinton nowadays. But one of the things that she really lacked was, once again, she's too prim, too proper. And she tried to step out of that one time and called people deplorable. And it was such a shock for people that, you know, it really like kind of actually did the opposite of what she had hoped to do with that. And I think part of that is because a lot of people on the left are like, yo, we don't do that. Well, we do that. And you do that. And you need to be fucking honest with yourself and stop saying that you don't, because it's giving this idea to the people that are running the party that you should, you know, that they need to be these prim, proper, you know, rules and boundaries party. And the reality is that there's a whole generation of people that feel like they've been left behind, feel like their opinions don't matter to the Democratic Party. And the way that we're going to find common cause with them is by being real fucking human beings. And, you know, people like myself, people like Benjamin Dixon, people like Pep Talks, who recently, you know, brought some people over from Twitch. AOC, like people, real fucking human beings talking to people in a way that they can understand, that does not speak over their head as if that they are they're being condescended to. That's something that needs to happen on the left, and I support people like Charlie. I support people like Naughty Nana. I don't agree with everything any person ever says. So, I'm not going to ever sit here and say everything you will ever hear from any one of these channels is, 100% supported by my opinion. But what I will tell you is that fundamentally, we all believe the same thing. We all believe in human rights for everybody. We all believe in helping out and creating social safety nets and creating a society where everybody can feel safe and equal. And I don't give a shit if they don't agree with me on one or two things. I just don't really fucking care. I just want to be out here talking to people like a normal human being and recognizing that fundamentally we want the same things. And if we disagree on a couple things, that's fine. We're not going full Cenk. We're not shaking hands with racists. We're not shaking hands with homophobes. We're going to watch a video, which I thought was actually really good because I think Cenk's going to eventually learn shaking hands with racists and homophobes doesn't get you to a point where you're actually going to find any real foundation. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're not trying to find common cause with bigots. We're trying to find common cause with the people within our own sphere of political influence that may mildly disagree with us or even majorly disagree with us on certain subjects, as long as we all understand that the goal is the same. The same fundamental idea is that people deserve to be treated well, and you have rights to being housed, you have rights to being warm and fed, and that social safety nets are the way for that to happen. So that's where I'm at with that, and I just want you guys to know that. Tony Michaels. Yeah, Tony Michaels is another good one. That's another good one. Real Deal. What's up, Real Deal? Fatty in the house. What's up, Fatty? Yeah, we got full Cenk these days. However, here it is, guys. Here it is. I'm going to do it because this is what I said. Like, I'm not full of shit. I speak to you guys honestly. I tell you exactly what I fucking mean. And that is, I watched a little bit of this. I did not watch all of it. But this Cenk versus Andrew Wilson. And you see a little bit of Cenk fucking finally, like, kind of like maybe coming to a realization. These people don't like him. Like, he thinks he has this idea where he's going to bring together American society over a beer and we're going to shake hands even though they're racist and homophobes. And he's quickly learning from these people that they're not going to do that. They don't like him. They don't like us. They don't like left-leaning ideologies. And you're not going to, sneak your way in and pick off a couple of the cult members. That's not going to happen. The way you're going to do it is by speaking to people like I'm talking about speaking to people, speaking like you're a normal human being, saying to people like, okay, look, you're disenfranchised. You wanted Bernie. You didn't get Bernie because the Democratic Party pulled some shady shit on him. For sure. So let's talk about how to fix that. Let's not go to fucking MAGA. Let's not fucking decide that all of a sudden we're going to root against the people that got us here. Nah, let's talk about what we can do within this sphere and stay 10 toes down on our values and fix the shit that's wrong with this political spectrum, with the left side. You're not going to go to fucking MAGA to do that. What's happening, Woke Mike? What's going on? What's up, St. Michael? As an American, I've given up on politics and the American public. People are only going to believe what they want to believe. I'm here to just watch the show. For sure, Michael. And that's what I'm saying is, though, like, it doesn't need to be, this is a political show, but I wasn't always a political person, right? Like, I still don't think of myself as a political person. I think of myself as a human being that just wants to be treated well, as a human being that wants to see others treated well. And a human being that has an understanding that when other people are treated well, then I, as a byproduct, am treated well. Like, it's not politics, it's human. It's just humanity. And I think that, there's always going to be a proportion of our society that is angry, that is hateful, that wants to push fear. But the best thing that you can do about that is live a really good life and take care of others and show that, like, you're a happy person and you have a good life because the values that you espouse are the values that generate happiness in your life and in others. And that's why I think, I'm with you. I'm exhausted by politics. I'm exhausted by people and, like, shitty, opinions. But at the same time, like, I don't think that I can stop, right? I can't stop being me. I can't stop leading by example and showing people that like you can treat people well and take care of other people and still take care of yourself. Like that's an option. We can do that. What's happening, Jen? What's happening, Nathan? R's wife. Did I say hi, R's wife? Probably, but I'll say it again. Hi, R's wife. But I love you guys. As always, you know, we're not here just to listen to me rant. We're here to watch some videos and stuff too. I'm just saying, there's some really good people out there that are just real human beings. And if you really want to see Democrats make a change as like the type of people that they're putting forth as like who their like, you know, main people that they want you to vote for and stuff are, then the way to change that is by supporting people like Charlie Hilbert, by supporting people like Naughty Nana Does, by supporting people like Benjamin Dixon, by supporting everyday average people that can speak like a human being to other people that are flawed, that have made mistakes in their life, but that, you know, that they're human beings and they really genuinely care about your well-being. That's how you show the Democratic Party that they need to change their ideology, is by what you do. It's George Carlin said it. I don't hate politicians. We get the politicians that we vote for. It's a representation of us. George Carlin hated the money behind the politicians. George Carlin hated the corporate interests. George Carlin would hate what he sees today. But at the end of the day, he also knew that those politicians were just a representation of what people want. You don't like clickbait? Then stop, you know, always, you know, only going to the clickbait titles. You don't like drama political shit? Then stop watching drama political shit, because you're gonna put out what you take in. There's certain things going on right now in the left wing, in the political sphere, that are drama. I'm not gonna touch that shit. That's not me. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to get in people's personal lives. I don't want to talk about like dumb shit that's going on. I want to talk about like, you know, what's affecting the party and what we can do better for the American people. Like, you get out, you get what you put in. And what I put in is I like to have some laughs, make some jokes, still love my life, live a good life no matter what the fuck is going on out there. And also still try to have a really educated opinion on political things, be politically literate. Like that's my thing. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm putting out. What's happening to you? Jen, welcome to the Ginger Snaps, Jen. Bill Burr took that torch. Yeah, it's good to see. I love to see my ginger people doing stuff, man. We had it rough. We're the I'm just gonna throw it out there. We're the real minority, okay? Sorry. It's fucking facts. We make up like less than, well, I always say it's less than 1% of the world, but it's probably like 3% or some shit like that. There's not a lot of gingers out there. Blue-eyed, red-haired gingers, even rarer. The truest minority. Albinos might actually have us. There's probably actually more albinos than gingers. Now, there's a lot of albino gingers, though. What's going on, Tia? All right, let's do the damn thing. Let's watch some videos. And let's have some fun. Like I said, it's actually been a pretty goddamn good weekend. Thank you, Charlie, for shouting me out. Fucking made my day right there. Charlie Hilbert saying me that I'm good. Like, what? Fucking amazing. All right. And like I said, shout out Naughty Nana Does. Shout out Benjamin Dixon. Shout out Pep Talks. Good people support good people. Let's do it. Stop the ginger hate. Thank you, Bandit. Thank you. What's happening, Dad? You missed Bob woke? Okay, I will free Bob's Bob account, okay? Whew. All right, here we go. So we got on tap, we got a new Titus video. We've got Elon getting kicked out of the White House. He got moved into, apparently he moved into the Eisenhower building. I don't even know where that is, but apparently that's not prime real estate in the White House. That's what I've been told by Adam Mockler, okay? This video, I do 100% think that Cenk thinks he's came upon some kind of magical formula. And the reason that I have this point of view is because I thought I did. You know, I talked a lot of shit to Trump supporters, and someone would come in here and they'd talk back to me, and all of a sudden they'd say like, "Oh, you're not that bad." And then we'd you know, I'd have some Trump supporters following me, and I thought, hey, we're gonna reach common ground. They're gonna realize that Donald Trump isn't the dude he says he is, that he's full of shit. All he cares about is him and making a bunch of money for himself. And it didn't work. Be fucking honest with you. At the end of the day, every one of those people still walked out there and voted for Trump. We didn't really make any positive impact on Trump supporters. So, I have a little bit of empathy if Cenk is actually doing what he says he's doing. Now, if he's grifting, if he's doing, I got zero empathy for that shit. But if he thinks he's figured out some magical formula, I understand what that's like. I thought I did too. I even had a couple of them come to my chat and say like, oh, I'm going to think about some of these things. They didn't think about none of that shit. They didn't think about none of it. So, we're going to watch this video because I don't know if you guys know who Andrew Wilson is, but Andrew Wilson is just he's a debater. I knew somebody that knew Andrew at one point or another. And my take on Andrew is Andrew's a debater. I don't think he believes half the shit that he says he believes. His whole channel is built off of just winning debates and making other people look bad. And it's kind of just a bad faith way to go about it, but it's a really good way to make content on YouTube. And the mixture of Cenk and Andrew Wilson could actually be the formula to wake Cenk's ass up. Okay. So we're going to watch that because I saw a clip of it and that shit looked hot. It looked like the shit got heated. So we're going to see if that's what happened. We're going to watch a little bit of the Piers Morgan, Andrew Wilson, and Cenk. And if we get to it, we're going to watch this video on Jacob Chansley, the MAGA shaman, with this poor BBC lady who is just like, why am I dealing with this American shit right now? I'm not Piers Morgan. Okay? And then we got another video that I just clicked on while I was messing around here, and it's from Adam something called How Elon Musk Became President. I don't know. If we don't get to these last two videos right here, which we probably won't because you guys know how my long-winded ass does my thing. If we don't get to these two, I promise I will try to make individual videos about these videos and put them out later because they are very interesting and I do want to watch them with you guys. Just so you guys know, my interview with Jeffrey Boutwell, who is the descendant of George Boutwell, who was one of the originators of the original Republican Party, which is now the Progressive Party, is coming out Monday. That's when I agreed to release it. So I will be releasing my interview on a live stream for me and Jeffrey Boutwell talking about Ulysses S. Grant, Abraham Lincoln, George Boutwell, and his influence on those figures, as well as Theodore Roosevelt as well, and his book that he just wrote that is out. So we're going to release that interview come Monday. So action-packed weekend, guys. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly! And go Bills also. So let's watch it. Let's watch it. Shut up, Bob. What up, Nana? What's going on? Unknown, there you are, dude. I saw you over there. What's going on? The Radical Republican Party that originally started is what, I mean, if you look at what George Boutwell represented what progressives say they espouse nowadays. But the Radical Republican Party is the Republican Party from 1880, okay? So that's a completely different... All of that shit changed. We actually talk about it. We talk about that. So, anyways, make sure you guys are in live chat. I told you, Bob, if you want to be freed, just like Donald Trump, this is transactional. You want to free the people in my banned chat, you guys gotta donate, okay? We will free the Ginger, Jan 6, insurrectionists, dipshits that have been banned from the channel when I get enough super chats. That's when it happens. This is transactional. Trump's your dude. You should know this. This is how it works. Oh, technical problems. Hold on. Drink. Not that one. Not that one. I thought I had fixed everything. I didn't from when I was editing. I didn't. Here we go. All right, this is the Titus. It's called Everything is Wrong, Armageddon Update. It's 5 minutes. So I'll turn it into a 40-minute video.
I'm Christopher Titus. And this is the Armageddon Update. So far in 2025, we've had wildfires burn down Los Angeles in January. And then this week, it snowed in Florida.
7 inches, right?
Snow. And then
who was saying it?
The guy that tried to end America was sworn in as the leader of America on Martin Luther King Day. Everything is wrong, backwards, and doesn't work. I mean, for God's sakes, did the Matrix get sold to Bank of America?
Thank you for calling Bank of America. Press 1 for...
Oh, dude. Is that in the future? Did The Simpsons predict this?
the blue pill. Press 2 for the red pill.
Typical pay to play.
Was Monday.
You know how it
the day
works,
after,
Bob.
we started down a road of stupidity,
like you don't know how
pettiness,
this
and
works.
evil that we haven't seen since 8 years ago, when the same bloviating, bankrupt, lying rapist was sworn
Dude,
in
I need
as
his
president.
editor.
The guy who had 1 million Americans
8.9
die under
inches?
his watch with his COVID incompetence. Well, that same guy,
Hold on, Mike. We all know if it's a dude saying it's 8 inches, we all know it's 5.5. Okay? Like, you can't trust a man to tell you how many inches of anything there is. All right? If some dude tells you there's 8 inches of snow, it's 5.5. It's 5.5. Okay? What up, Danny?
President, convicted felon, defiled the Oval Office for a second time on Monday.
You want to go? Oh, hey, Mark. Wow.
Then he signed a
But you see that shit? This is what I'm talking about. That's what's endearing to right-wing Republicans, is he doesn't know who goes in the door first. He doesn't know. He's like, you want to go first? Oh, I should go first? What was it the other day? He's being interviewed by Hannity? Who was he being interviewed by? And they asked him, they said, did Joe Biden really say welcome home to you when you came to the White House? And he was like, no, did he? Maybe he did. Maybe, I don't know. And they're like, oh, okay. So anyways, he did leave you a letter, right, in a desk, and you also left him a letter in a desk as well when he went, oh, yeah, he left me a letter. I put it out of the drawer. I gave it to someone. Like, that's what's endearing to right-wing Republicans, that he's not this guy that's like, you know, oh, well, I opened it and I read it and I said all these things. The moronity of Donald Trump, I've said this before. I made a huge mistake. I said Trump supporters are morons because they think that Donald Trump is like them. No. Trump supporters believe Donald Trump is like them because Donald Trump is also a moron, okay? That's actually fucking true, okay? Because the reason he's endearing to them is because he says dumb shit like the tumbleweeds. This is fucking quote. Go look this shit up. This is just recently from the fucking fire talks in California. The tumbleweeds, they blow around. They're really dry. They could be green. Tumbleweeds can be green. They can be well watered. Like, motherfucker, the reason they're tumbleweeds is because they're dried out. But like, Trump supporters are like, that's fucking based. They don't say based. They're not that hip. That's what I'm saying. Like, him not knowing how to go in the fucking door is what makes Trump supporters go, that's my dude. Hell yeah. You're like, no, you want a guy that like is smart on the economy? He's a good businessman. He's failed 6 times, bankrupt 6 times. Fucking literally got sued over a scam for a university. Fucking bankrupted casinos. They're like, yeah, how many casinos you bankrupt?
cadre of executive orders that, well, would make the Joker stop giggling.
What's happening,
He signed
D&D?
executive orders declaring that the border was a
Birds aren't
national
real.
emergency, putting the military on the border. Yes, he actually killed birthright citizenship, which, by the way, people, happens to be enshrined in the Constitution.
Yeah, can't do that. That judge already nixed that. That's not going anywhere. If it goes to, let's just say this. If it goes to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court upholds it, that's mask off. At that point, like I've actually like said a couple times, like a couple of the Supreme Court decisions did surprise me. And specifically, Conant and Kavanaugh have sided with Democrats on certain issues that I never thought they would. So I still have just a very minor, I mean a minuscule, very tiny amount of hope that the Supreme Court might actually uphold something like birthright citizenship, something that is not only ensconced in the Constitution, but something that probably even predated the fucking Constitution. Like, my hope is that they uphold that. Because there's still a couple constitutions. John Roberts is a constitutionalist. Clarence Thomas is fucking lost, 100%. Alito, fucking lost. Gorsuch, lost. But there's a couple fucking people that have surprised me in the Supreme Court. But if they side with Donald Trump on the birthright citizenship thing, it's mask off. We're going Nazi Germany, guys. All right? We're going if the Supreme Court's like, fuck it, yeah, this one goes through, we might be Dunsky. It might be time to move New Zealand.
Constitution and president convicted felons.
Yes, you can amend an amendment, but it's still got to go through like all of the correct channels.
He's
you need a
refugee resettlement, closing the border.
You think Democrats are going to vote for that?
Restarting Title 42. Title 42 closes the border to anyone, and he ended the catch and release policy for Mexico because he doesn't want con men, convicts, or rapists in our country. He also stopped all diversity and inclusion policies for the White House. So it actually is the White House now. Boy, I can't say I did not see that. Then he released 1,500 treasonous scumbags who tried to end the government on January 6, 2021.
You can get my luggage.
Yeah, you
What's
remember
up,
that
Cajun?
day? Hang Mike Pence! Hang Mike Pence! Remember?
Yeah, I also remember somebody saying that Donald Trump, when told that his supporters were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," Donald Trump responded with, "Yeah, he deserves it." Yeah, that's who he is. Look, I'm going to say it again, like I've said a million fucking times on here. You want to own the libs? You want to just show everybody how wrong liberals are, how bad the left's like whole take on everything is? Give women access to health care. Give women to the right to make decisions about their own bodies. Create a society that is equal for all. Where you know what? You don't want to talk about racism anymore? Get rid of it. Fucking figure it out. Figure out if you're Donald Trump and you're like the smartest motherfucker on this planet and you really want to own the libs, make our society a systematically equal society, not one that has systematic racism baked into its fucking code. Okay? Like, that's all you got to do. Donald Trump has had multiple chances now to just stand up and say like the easiest softball shit, and he can't do it because his ego's too big. When that bishop stood up there and said, "Hey, just be nice to people," all he had to do was go, "I am being nice to people. I'll try to do better. Jesus, wow, can't believe she's yelling at me." Like, that's all he had to do. He could have just stood up. Instead, he was like, "She sucks. She's a crazy woman." And his friends were like, "Deport that bitch." Like, that's literally what they did. That's what they did. Like, that's what I'm saying is, you guys have a chance right now on the right to completely make every one of us on the left feel like we're going batshit crazy. You do. All you have to do is convince Donald Trump to fucking treat human beings like they're equal. That's it. All you gotta do. Help women get access to healthcare. Look, here it is. Create an immigration system that gets people from the border into America in a legit amount of time without a bunch of crazy ass restrictions and red tape. Put enough people on the border to help solve the issues with China, because it's China, bringing in fentanyl into our country. All those things. Yeah, do all those things. Own the fuck out of me, please. Please do it. But you know what? They won't. You know why? Because Donald Trump don't give a fuck about anybody else. Donald Trump, when he was asked in a press conference about the Bitcoin, about the meme coin that he just rug pulled, or his people rug pulled, somebody said, "How much money did you make off that?" He went, I don't know. What are we talking about? And they're like, "The meme coin that you just started. I haven't even looked at it. I don't know. Did it make a lot of money?" They're like, "Yeah, it made billions and billions of dollars." Wow, that's pretty good. And then he looked over at the people next to me. He goes, "That's chump change to these people." He's literally saying to you all, and you're so fucking dumb, Trump supporters, he's literally saying to all of you that the dudes behind him think billions of dollars is chump change, and you're like, that's my dude right there. He scammed the shit out of us and made billions of dollars more for his friends. Fuck, he's smart. Fuck. God damn. I can't with you guys.
We watched as thousands of Trump supporters beat on police with sticks, flags, bear spray, pepper spray, broke the windows of the Capitol, and then decided to wipe shit on the hollowed halls of our Capitol.
Don't let Bob troll you.
Patriots!
Fucking Bob.
Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys, and for God's sakes, they fucking are boys. Tarrio, a confused and self-hating Hispanic white supremacist.
Yep, and as I've said before, for those of you that don't believe that that shit exists, I come from a place that had a gang known as the Nazi Lowriders. If you need an explanation of what a Nazi lowrider is, I completely understand, because that is hypocrisy just all packaged up into a white supremacist skinhead gang. That is a group of white supremacists that drive around in S10 lowered trucks with fucking car club shit in the back of the window, bumping fucking Mexican music, okay? At the end of the fucking day, if you really are not smart enough to go out and read a fucking blog on this shit, much less a book, that's not my problem. But they exist. That's why that guy in Texas was a Latino guy, and he had a fucking swastika on his chest. Because if you've read Joe Moore's book, Broken Badges and White Robes, it explains to you that at one point or another, the KKK started including minorities into their outer circle. They'll never be allowed in the inner circle, but they'll be allowed to be security. They'll be allowed to be ghouls. They'll allowed to be people that hang out on the perimeter, work in the DMV for them, work in the military for them, work in the police force for them. All you got to do is self-hate. And if you think there's nobody out there in the minority community that does self-hate, take a look at that kid that just killed that other kid in Tennessee. He was literally following white supremacist blogs and wrote a 50-page manifesto about how he hated being black and hated other black people. If you think that this is some kind of mind-blowing fucking experience for you, you might want to wake the fuck up and realize that I'm not as dumb as the people that you normally deal with. I have life experience.
Is that even a real sentence? An obese Nazi Wilford Brimley and head of the violated My Oath Keepers, Stuart Rhodes,
this fuck,
both committed treason and yesterday were pardoned by the guy who planned and set them to commit treason.
To the Capitol.
What world are we living in? These traitor douchebags had been sentenced to 18 and 22 years in prison and were convicted by a jury of seditious conspiracy. Seditious conspiracy is defined as people who conspire to overthrow, put down, or to destroy by force the government of the United States.
Yeah, and if you know even a little bit, what's happening, Midas Kevin? Even a little bit, what's happening, Stan? About the fake elector scheme, you know that this wasn't just a bunch of people that just randomly showed up. Cassidy Hutchinson, in her fucking testimony, talks about the fact that Donald Trump knew that those people had weapons. He was just saying, they're not going to do anything bad. They're fine. All they're going to do is come here and listen to me speak, and then we're going to walk over to the Capitol. Just going to hang out at the Capitol. Nothing bad's going to happen. They've got a gallows.
United States.
They built a gallows?
Treasonous scumbags. And President convicted felon,
I think it was a guided tour.
Let him out of prison. 1,500 of them.
Yeah, Candace Owens, self-hating black person. Yep.
The group of people who sold out their country for a man who's lied about everything, they're free now.
That's amazing, to be honest.
A president convicted felon has his crew of criminals, his own personal Gestapo, his mercenaries.
Midas, I've been emailing the Midas Touch. I'm like, come on, give me a job.
And they're his because he let him out of prison. They owe him. And not only do they owe him, they know that if they attack, hurt, destroy, or even kill someone for president convicted felon,
he'll pardon him.
They get his get out of jail free card.
Who was it? It was J.D. Vance was talking to him, allegedly talking to him about deciding who was to be pardoned, who wasn't supposed to be pardoned, because he had already made those comments. I think it was on CNN that he didn't think that the violent offenders should be pardoned, the ones that hurt cops and stuff like that. And Donald Trump said, fuck it, release them all. like I said, I'm actually of the opinion, and this is not this isn't a popular opinion on the left, that I don't even think Donald Trump says that maliciously. I think he's lazy. I think he's a moron. And I think when people sat down with him and went, hey, we're going to have to go over this case by case to make a choice on which one of these people we should pardon and which one we shouldn't, he was like, I don't want to do that. I want to go play golf. Pardon them all. That's like I said, I'm not going to conform to anybody's given opinion on anything. I'm always going to give you my honest opinion on it. And my honest opinion is Trump is a bad person. He's a racist person in the way that dumb people are. He's not racist in the way of some of the highest levels of the KKK. Those people, whether or not you agree with their ideologies, they're actually smart people because they've gotten into our corporations. They've gotten into the highest levels of our government. They've found ways to infiltrate things without outing themselves too much and take power. So there's a certain amount of intelligence that you have to get to that point. They're just assholes, but in a different way. Donald Trump doesn't even have that. Donald Trump is just low-level, big ego moron. That's it. That's it. And when he says stuff like, fuck it, pardon them all, I don't actually hear, oh, he's just like, he's maliciously doing this. I think he's lazy, and I think he's a moron, and I think he legitimately believes that those people, they weren't doing anything wrong. They love me. They love me. Who doesn't love me? And that's even scarier. Because if you've ever been in leadership in your entire life, you know the shittiest people on your management team are the people that are lazy and don't care. Because at least the competitive, intelligent, shitty people are like still actively doing their job and know how to do it. Donald Trump's not even gonna do that. Donald Trump's gonna call the fucking the head of Denmark, the leader of Denmark, and say, "Sell me Denmark, or I'll shit on stuff. I'll do it." That's what's scary, because he has no idea what the fuck he is doing. And in 2016, he didn't know what he was doing, but it was a lot less of a problem because people, for the most part, were like, "We're not gonna help you out." Now in 2024 or 2025. That's a different story, because now he's got a bunch of sycophants around him that know he's a moron. They've all recognized, oh shit, this guy's actually kind of fucking dumb and easy to manipulate. That's why people like Elon Musk flip to Donald Trump. That's why Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all of those guys flip to Donald Trump. It's not because they're afraid of Donald Trump. It's because they know they can manipulate Donald Trump. And they want to be the first trillionaire. They want to hold the reins of power to the future of not just America, but to the world. And if you doubt me, then tell me why all of a sudden we're talking about American expansionism in the year of 2025, when we've all across the globe decided that's not something we're doing unless you're Russia. It's because they want not only to be in charge of America, but they want to be in charge of moving every single country in the direction that they think is the right direction.
It's week 1. Good game, idiots. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I don't even know why I'm laughing. I just heard myself sound insane. So basically, the guys that committed treason for the guy who planned the treason, we elected that guy president again. And then he let out the guys who committed treason.
See, I'm becoming St. Michael. Like, I watched Titus, and now I'm St. Michael. I'm like, fuck this!
Prison, even though they committed treason. I don't even know what we're doing.
Gotta love Titus, man. I'm telling you, some of the most honest shit you're gonna hear is gonna be coming from people like Titus. Because he's got a good sense of humor. He understands how to package it. And like I said, that's once again something that the left really needs to become aware of, is the way that these things are packaged is actually incredibly important. I've said it a couple times. I know people are probably tired of hearing this, but I'm going to say it again. Kamala's campaign manager went on CNN or MSNBC, whatever it was, and he said, you win elections whether they be presidential or lower political sphere, by playing between the 45s. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is not keeping up with the times. That is a failing ideology on the left. That if you play between the 45s, which is what Cenk is trying to do right now, that you're going to all of a sudden convince these people who have extremely crazy ideologies like super religious or white supremacist or homophobic, you're going to convince them that they should come en masse over to the left because you're saying things like, hey, we're not going to tax you as much, or hey, what's a real light conservative thing that you believe in? We'll do that for you. They know that they have a vehicle in people like Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, and apparently Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos now. They have a vehicle in those people that they'll do the most extreme things. And that shouldn't actually be a surprise to the left, because the left should understand that they've always wanted the same thing on the left. They've always wanted things like UBI to be pushed through. We've always wanted social safety nets for impoverished people. We've always wanted people to be treated equally, regardless of sex, ethnicity, age, whatever, gender. It doesn't matter. We've always complained that the people that get put in office in the left don't follow through with some of the more extreme things, and this is from the right-wing point of view, more extreme things that we want. One of the things people constantly talk about is Joe Biden didn't raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, right? That's what people want. People on the left want you to go into office and say, I don't give a fuck about how the right wing feels about this. I'm going to do what I got elected to do. And that's what's failing the left right now, is the left goes in, it pussyfoots around. And to be fucking honest with you, when you get Joe Biden that goes into office and he gives $200 billion in forgiving college debt, when you get Joe Biden who goes into office and does things that he literally gets shit on by the moderate left and the Republican right, progressives that's not even enough for them. So you can't even say that you can take a moderate candidate like Joe Biden, a person who was an establishment Democrat for 50 years, put him in office, and then have him do progressive things, and that's good enough. That's not even enough for the left. So you have to ask yourself, does playing between the 45s really work? I don't think it fucking does. I think what you need is a person that goes into office from the left that says, what was it, the original, not Affordable Care Act, the American Families Act? The original bill that Biden was trying to push through that became the American Recovery Act. The original bill had child care, free education. It had 3 other things too. But it had a bunch of progressive shit in it, and it got nixed by Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, who are moderate piece of shit, play between the 45s, centrist fucks that screwed over Americans. They screwed over Americans. Why? Because they wanted the right-wing people in their states to still agree with them and vote for them. Where are they now? They're not in politics anymore because they're jackasses, and they burned the fucking place down and then left. Because if that piece of legislation, when it went through, that is what progressives actually wanted. And there's nobody on the left that really wants to just push that hard, and thus you're never going to get those people that have those values to vote for the moderate Democrat. I've said this before. I think that Joe Biden did a good job. I do disagree with things that Joe Biden did in certain foreign conflicts. But as far as pushing progressive agendas, he actually did a lot of that on American soil. On American soil, he was very good about progressive ideologies, but not enough to make progressives happy. So you can't play between the 45s. And the right has proven that. If you want people to vote for you, then you have to do what the fuck you say you're going to do. That's what it comes down to. Anyways, let's see. We got Elon getting kicked out. This will probably talk a little bit about what I'm talking about, so I don't know why we don't watch this right here. Let's watch this. Build Back Better. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Build Back Better. That was the original Build Back Better. The original Build Back Better had so much shit in it that would have been fucking amazing. And everyday Americans have no idea. I appeal to you, if you're a young person watching the show, I know there's like 3 of you, okay? If you're a young person that watches the show, or if you are not politically literate on some of the legislation that Biden pushed, go read what the original Build Back Better included, and then come back to me and tell me that you don't agree with 65, 70, 80, 90% of the things that he was proposing in that bill. And then when you come back and you say, that shit pisses me off that didn't get passed, remember, it was the people playing between the fucking 45s that decided that you shouldn't get childcare, that you shouldn't get free education, that you shouldn't get your debt forgiven. Those are the fucks. Those people. Kamala Harris got fucked by her campaign manager. Those people that were in charge of her campaign, Kamala Harris had so many progressive values that she could have ran on, and she didn't even run on those progressive values, and Trump still used fucking hyperbolic progressive talking points that don't even exist, that she hadn't once talked about, to use because the right wing is so extreme. The left needs to match that fucking energy. The left needs to wake up and say, Kamala was against the death penalty. I'm actually for corporal punishment in certain instances. Kamala wasn't. She's more progressive than I am. She's for legalizing weed. All that shit about Kamala Harris putting all those people in jail for weed. Bullshit. Look it up. It's been debunked. Out of 7 years as the AG, 1,500 arrests, 45 of those people went to prison for felonies that did not specifically involve weed, but weed was one of the things. Everybody else did little or no time at all, and most of them were offered rehabilitation programs. One of those rehabilitation programs is used across the United States of America today to reduce recidivism, because that's what we should be trying to do, is reduce recidivism in people going to prison, because our prison sucks, because it's for profit. Donald Trump just nixed an executive order from Joe Biden that was helping to move us further and further away from privatized, profiting prisons. And Donald Trump said, nah, fuck that. We like privatized, profiting prisons. That's what you get when you decide that you're going to let a fucking guy that wants to play between the 45s run your campaign. I'm so mad about this shit right now. What's happening, Pinkerbell? I'm a little worked up today. So, like I said, we're going to watch this. I'm warm today. This is what happens. California's getting warm. We're going to watch this Cenk versus Andrew Wilson, and I'm going to say it because I'm an optimist, okay? Doesn't sound like it right now. I'm an optimist. What's happening, Alva? I'm an optimist, and I genuinely hope that in enough interactions with right-wing jackasses like Andrew Wilson, who's not a right-wing person, to be honest. He's an evangelical. I guess he's actually really right-wing. He's like the old right-wing. He's an evangelical guy, right? He believes in no-fault divorce should be taken away. He believes men are superior to women. He believes in all the like traditional trad wife bullshit that people believe, right? My hope is that interactions between Cenk and people like Andrew Wilson will wake him the fuck up, that there is absolutely no way that he is going to find common cause with these assholes. Side point, one of my favorite debates to ever watch was Andrew Wilson versus Dave Smith, because Dave Smith thinks he's a libertarian. Andrew Wilson actually destroyed him in that fucking debate, and I don't agree with anything Andrew Wilson actually says, but he just proved how hypocritical libertarians are as a whole. I thought I was a libertarian at one point or another. Everybody does. It's no hate. No hate. No hate if you think you're a libertarian, all right? Everybody thinks they're a libertarian at one point or another. If you think you're a libertarian, go watch the Andrew Wilson, Dave Smith debate, and you will realize you're not a libertarian, just like Dave Smith should have realized after talking to Andrew Wilson, because what it all comes down to is that basically libertarians believe, well, there's certain things that are grounded in morality, and then they have to prove how they ground their morality. And if that morality basically is that God says so, well, then you're not a libertarian. You're an evangelical. You're a, Christo, whatever, fucking paleo, whatever it is. What's happening, Manny? Thanks, Manny. I appreciate that. I'm trying to find more people like myself. It's hard to find people like me because, like, I believe in, like, having some common sense opinions of things, being passionate, but also having nuance to things. People will come to my chat and, want to talk Israel Hamas. It's like, how much nuance that is, that conversation. It's like, there's nuance. There's no nuance. It's just this or that. And it's like, nah, it's not, man. When people are fighting over a hill that they think Jesus is going to come back and, like, rapture people, like, fucking there's nuance. We need to talk about people fighting over hills because they think Jesus is coming back, or fighting over 2 fucking valleys over there right now because they believe that's where the end of times is going to happen. Like, there's people actively in our world, maybe not in our society, probably in our society, in our world, that believe that they should continue to push wars in these 2 valleys because one day the Antichrist is going to lead armies there, and that's where the fucking end of the world is happening. People are actively trying to end our world. That's crazy. There's nuance to that. We need to talk about it. Anyways, like I said, it's hard for me to find people like me.
So sharp.
What's that, Natalie?
Exactly. Like the
I didn't
way
watch
that
the
they
Cenk
did
versus
in the
Don
Third
Lemon
Reich.
yet. Oh, that's
not
probably
an
going to ruin it
accident.
for
He's a
me.
smart guy.
All the evidence points to the fact not only is he not a Nazi, but there's no good incentive for him to even do this. You just...
Okay, whoever picked the music, Piers Morgan, fire that fucking person. It's not the proper music for this.
don't care. You don't care because you want it to be some trolling Nazi thing when it clearly isn't.
I think you're an
The levels are way off.
idiot. I think you love that coup on January 6th.
Lemon did a good job.
You hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing, bitch?
That's why I'm watching this video. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Piers Morgan got me. He got me. All right? Because that's what I fucking want to see, Cenk. Okay? Like I said, I am 1,000,000% on board with Cenk coming back over and being like, look, guys, we were bleeding money. I had to do something. And I'll be like, that's okay. Fucking get your shit together, Cenk. I offer Path to Redemption. Oh, it's great music. It just didn't go well with the intro. It's just the levels were all off. The loss of TYT, let me just speak in a factual way. No emotion here. The loss of TYT as a progressive pillar in the alternate media community, when we're talking about the left's media sphere in the alternate media community being as small as it is, the right wing dominates alt media, dominates it, hands down. And that's because they're a cult. That's because right wing people, all you got to do is say hateful things, say angry things, spew vitriol, and people will follow you. They don't care. I was saying this to my wife today. This is the right. The right is like this, and the left is like this. And if one of these fingers disagrees with these 4 fingers, the left is like this. It's very important because sexual allegations, say mean words, right stays like this. You don't ever see the right producing videos about other right-wing people shitting on them for cheating on their wife or saying something that people didn't like. But on the left, you see constantly drama videos where left-wing individuals are going in on other left-wing individuals. And that's both a strength and a weakness of the left. Because you should be able to criticize people for failings in morality. But it's like I said to my wife, it's like when the parents are arguing, you don't do it in front of the children. And the reason you don't do it in front of the children isn't because for your good, but for theirs. It is that your children should see a unified parental front so that way they can grow to be happy, healthy children and have successful lives. So you take that shit to another room and then you voice your disagreements with each other. If you can do it in a healthy manner in front of the children, great. Do it in a healthy way in front of the children. Teach them how to handle their problems in a healthy way. Good. I'm all for that. But if you can't do it in a healthy way, you need to go in the fucking room. And what the left does is the left argues right the fuck in front of everybody. All their children. Just yells at each other. Okay? And that creates, like I said, both the strength and the weakness of the left. We should be self-critical. We should analyze. We should hold each other to high moral standards. That's important. But you shouldn't give fodder and ammunition to the other side because you need to show people that morally you're good, like virtue signal. Like that's where that comes from. So I genuinely want Cenk here to wake the fuck up, get in enough fights with these assholes, hear enough criticism from the left about what he's doing to wake up and say, you know what, guys, I fucked up. We shouldn't be trying to work with bigots and homophobes and racists. We should instead be working with people on the left that genuinely don't agree with us on some pretty important things and find common cause so that way we can move forward and progress in our society. That's what I want Cenk to do. That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
You have a female bishop. That's an impossibility. That is not Christian at all. That is satanic.
Yeah, he's never been open to
Conversion,
criticism.
dude, it's
That's the
satanic.
crazy thing.
You sound insane. You sound, to me, honestly, you sound like you belong in a mental
Yeah, I agree with
asylum.
that.
By the way, it's great to have the old
interrupt
Cenk
you,
back, by the
Snake.
way.
Alva, didn't I say hi? Hi,
President
Alva.
Trump pledged
Hi,
to
Diane.
transform the United States, and his first days in his office have been nothing short of shock and awe. Trump unveiled a tidal wave of executive actions,
I know that.
scrapping all of Joe
Woke
Biden's
Mike.
with a stroke of a pen. Supporters reckon Trump has crossed out more than just policy with his trademark show.
And like media literacy is so important. Like when you look at Piers Morgan here, you should know that Piers Morgan, though he claims to be a democratic person, the whole point of his show is to create conflict and to make people fight. So media literacy for me is knowing going into this that almost nothing that Piers Morgan is going to say is actually going to reflect like his values. It's just going to be mostly to like to bait people into debate so he can share stuff like, you know, Cenk calling Andrew Wilson a bitch in the cold open. And Francesca actually taught me that, not personally, but in one of her videos where she called him out for that. So I think, to be honest with you, Piers Morgan's values mostly show from what he does with his show and how he creates debate and how he lets people attack each other, that his values really are just based in capitalism, that he really just wants to make money and doesn't actually give a shit about anybody else. Like that's, I think, where you get the real idea of who Piers Morgan is as a person. It's not what he says, but what he does.
Sharpie. They believe in a profound and perhaps permanent cultural pivot to a supreme
Never
United
watched this-
States
yeah.
in which
Oh,
bros
but
rule,
it's difficult.
woke is dead, and Americans answer to nobody but God.
Yeah, he's a
and
shock
maybe
jock.
Trump.
Exactly.
Well, are they right?
Thank you,
Well,
Perry.
joining me
Thank
to
you.
debate for the first time together, Andrew Wilson, host of The Crucible, famed for what he calls blood sport debates with controversial thinkers from the worlds of politics, philosophy, and religion. And in the opposite corner,
And like I said, something to know about Andrew Wilson is Andrew doesn't know very much about politics. Andrew doesn't debate politics. Andrew generally goes on these like, playing with fire, where he's debating whether or not men are better than women. He debates with people whether or not no-fault divorce should be, you know, gotten rid of because, you know, the traditional family is somehow, you know, experiencing negative effects because of that. And the one thing about Andrew is a very good debater. But once again, media literacy. Andrew Wilson knows shit all about politics. Nothing. Zero. Nada. But what he knows how to do is he knows how to frame arguments to make it look as though he does know what he's talking about. And he also knows how to frame arguments to make other people look as though they don't know how to anything about politics, even though they know more than he does. So media literacy here is understanding that this guy isn't here to defend Trump. This guy here is here to make money, create clicks, and bring people to his channel. That's it.
corner, Cenk Ugyur is the founder and CEO of the Young Turks, where the OG
And we all know
digital
Cenk.
debates has found his progressive populism at odds with many conservative commentators,
Exactly,
as well as his own side.
Exactly.
Well, Cenk has recently made it his mission to engage
And his
with
opinions
conservative
reflect those of
and
his
pro-Trump
subscribers.
firebrands
He knows what makes
like
him money.
Andrew Wilson. The question is, can he keep his temper? We're about to find out, because Cenk, you've got a volcanic one when it goes, but you've been on very good behavior.
But Andrew Wilson is probably the perfect person to wake Cenk up, because Andrew Wilson does shit to make you mad on purpose. So Cenk needs to realize that the people that he deals with on the right, they don't ever need any justification for their beliefs. So when they say that like immigrants are coming across the border and like murdering people and trafficking people and doing all these things, and you're like, well, hold on, like That doesn't make any sense. There's a study done in Texas that shows that everyday average American citizens actually, commit crimes at twice the rate of any immigrant, and it wouldn't make any sense for immigrants to commit crimes. They're trying to not be seen. You could go into all of these things where you try to prove in a factual or statistical way that Andrew is wrong or the right is wrong, but they don't care. They don't care if you don't agree with them. And that's why Cenk is fucking up. Cenk thinks if he just gives them the information, they're going to realize it. If he points out the hypocrisy, they're going to realize it. No, they don't care. That's what I've always pointed out. The difference between the left and the right is when people say, oh, both parties are the same. You can say that in government, both parties do have similar track records of getting things done for their constituents. They're not the same. The right believes in cutting taxes for the rich, and then they run on getting rid of entitlement programs. They never do. The left runs on putting in entitlement programs, and they only get a couple of those put in because of a lot of pushback from the right, and also pushback from within their party from moderates. They're not the same. But the one thing I will always say that differentiates the left and the right the most is that the right doesn't fucking care whether or not you agree with them, and the left really wants you to agree with them because they care about other people. They want you to look at the people around you and say, oh, I get it. We should take care of those people because taking care of them makes it better than me. It seems logical, but you'll never get these people to do it because they're not trying to be right. They're trying to win. And that's Andrew Wilson.
Since Trump won. Let's see if it lasts.
The Gulf of Golden Showers.
I joke. Welcome to both of you.
Yeah, Big Papa Fascist. Yeah.
Cenk, let me start with you.
Dude calls himself Big Papa Fascist.
As always in Trump world. But it seems unlike 2016 that this time there's a kind of laser focus and a plan to what Trump is doing. He's had time to think about this, time to work out what he got right and wrong first time, and he's hit the ground very hard, running very fast, really to try and send a message, right, this is the new America. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so first of all, credit to him on both the optics and the action, right? So when a Democrat gets in office...
See, that's already, I'm like, Cenk. That's what the left does. Okay, I do it too. I go, okay, can we find a point of agreement first? And I do that shit, and I'm an idiot for doing it because I find a point of agreement with somebody on the right, and then they never ever oh, okay, can we agree on this one thing? And they're like, yeah, we can agree on that because that's something I believe. And then when you try to move forward with the argument where you're like, okay, we started at a point of agreement, so I'm going to try and link these things to that point of agreement. They're like, no, I don't believe that shit. And you're like, okay, hold on, then why the fuck did I even say... That's Cenk's making that mistake already.
They immediately start
centrism
saying,
is a lie.
Our voters have to push us to do the right thing. And then they say, don't push. Push, don't push. Push, don't push. Hey, how about we elect you and you do your goddamn job, right?
But here's the bullshit with that. Joe Biden did do things that were progressive. And who was I watching? When I was looking up the video, I think his name is Hutch, and he said this. Joe Biden did things that were progressive. You can hate Joe Biden for his foreign policy. We can debate that all you want. That's perfectly fine. But what he did on American soil was progressive. He forgave college debt. He couldn't forgive as much as he wanted, but that wasn't his fault. That was the Supreme Court, and that was the right-wing Republicans. He found lots of workarounds to give $200 billion in debt relief to Americans that were taken advantage of by colleges, public workers, lots of different stuff like that. He worked on dropping the price of insulin, which now has been revoked. He did things that was very progressive. And one of the problems with the left is if you don't do every single fucking thing that they ask, then you didn't do anything. And that's a problem. We have to be better about that. When I give reviews to employees, I don't bring them into the office, sit them down, and go, you did a shit job. And then go, you did do this, and you did do this, and you did do this, and you did do this, but you didn't do everything I wanted, so you fucking suck. That's not how you give a review. In fact, for the most part, you start in a much different way. You say, these are all the things that I think you did really well, and here's the things that I wish you would have done. And that's the same way that we should grade our politicians. Because there's this ideology, specifically from people like Cenk, where they say Joe Biden didn't do anything. He's the worst president that's ever existed. He's so shit, all of these things. And it's that's not even, that's not factually true. Once again, I want nuance to what we're saying here.
Right? And for Democrats, that seems to be a really hard ask.
Yeah, my wife
right?
didn't get any
So that's
either,
why I'm
Alva.
so
We
frustrated
almost got
with my
some.
own party.
It was close.
Trump comes in and goes, "You want to see something? Boom! Here we go. Day one. Oh, it's signing after signing after
I like
signing,
John.
executive order
And
after
I like, Jair,
executive
too.
order." So give him credit for that. Number two, give credit to Susie Wiles, who ran a brilliant campaign and now seems to be running a very
And you see what he's doing? He's doing the opposite. So this is what people have criticized Cenk for. Is on the right, he'll go, you got to give credit to Trump for doing this. You got to give credit to Susie Wiles for doing this. You got to give him credit for doing this. Now, here's the things I disagree with. But he won't do that with Biden. He won't do that with Kamala. In fact, he talks about you have to overthrow Kamala. You have to overthrow Biden. They're the machine. They're the machine. But then when he talks about the right, he's like, you do have to give them credit for like how well they overthrew the establishment and got away from corrupt politicians. Did they? Did they get away from the establishment? Because I'm pretty fucking sure Donald Trump is the very embodiment of establishment and corruption. Like, it's fucking insane to hear him say these things.
tight ship as the chief of staff.
I'm already
now, when
starting
it comes
by
to
shitting on
actual
him.
orders, I disagree with tons and tons of
100%
them.
Tinkerbell. 100%.
Some of them are expected.
Democrats
We're
need to
getting
be
out
better
of
at
the Paris
messaging.
Climate
100%.
Treaty, which is a disaster for us to get out of. But
No
once
shit, Natalie.
Trump's
That's the
elected,
first video I've ever
that's
seen.
Fait accompli. So it's not like you should be overly surprised.
First video
by
I've ever
that.
seen by that dude.
The pardons of the violent criminals on January 6th is unacceptable, except for the fact that it was super obvious that he was going to do it, right? And then when he gets to the absurdities like taking away birthright citizenship, I think he does that as kind of a squirrel to distract people and get.
So, like, I actually, I'm half and half on that. Now I'm a centrist. I'm half and half. I do think that Trump does things because he wants to distract people and because he thinks like, oh, this will make people mad. Like I said, he's pretty lowbrow. He's not a super smart person. So he's pretty lowbrow and he does things on purpose to trigger people, right? So I don't think that that's wrong. But what I would say is, just like I just made my third term video, which nobody wants to watch, which I understand. Nobody wants to watch a video about Trump trying to get a third term, but you guys should watch that shit because it's real. Is that Trump will make jokes about running for the third term over and over and over again. And if nobody ever does it for him and gets it passed through Congress, then he'll walk away saying, oh, it was just jokes the whole time. But if somebody comes to him and goes, hey, guess what? We got that pushed through and you can run for a third term, Donald Trump would be like, dope, let's do it. So you can say that Trump, with the birthright citizenship thing, it's kind of like Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade, I guarantee it fucking surprised him that it actually worked. I guarantee Donald Trump was like, somebody was like, did you hear Roe v. Wade got turned over? And he's like, what? It did? Yeah, I made that happen. That was me. Like, he does shit to fuck with people because he's lowbrow. He is a troll. He is a moron. But he's also never taking those things off the table as possibilities either. He's always like, well, I don't know if you guys want to do it, I do it.
Get everybody to focus on that while he passes everything else, because that has no chance. That's wildly unconstitutional. And by the way, I would hope that
What up,
MAGA
Don
would
Cron?
realize things that are unconstitutional and go, wait, we're supposed to love this document. I can't have you going outside the Constitution and outside the law.
Okay, Andrew, your response.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of problems here. So the first problem is these were not violent criminals who were released. These were political prisoners who were released. What happened?
Wait, assaulting police officers? This is what I was saying. The right doesn't care about being right. They only care about winning. Because there's no fucking way that you don't think, specifically that one video. I'll use that one video as a point of reference. The video where the cop is being smashed in the door by the rioters, by the insurrectionists. In what world is that not violence? And these are the same fucking people that when you talk about like Ferguson with Mike Brown, they're like, well, he was a big kid. That cop had to defend himself, bro. Like, dude, I mean, what would you do if a kid that large was getting aggressive with you? You gotta shoot him. Like, that's their ideology when it comes to something like that, right? Like when it comes to Mike Brown and Ferguson, it's like the kid was scary, he was big. But a fucking entire room full of people smashing a police officer into a door as he tries to keep them out, that's not violent? The fuck are you about? And like I said, Andrew Wilson knows that. He knows that. He's gone over these. This dude is not dumb. This dude knows everything that he's fucking saying, and he's calculated it because he's not a political person. He's a debater, and he wears a facade like he's doing WWE. It's because this is what gets him clicks. This is what keeps his base giving him money, and they give him a lot of fucking money if you've ever watched that channel.
There was no fair application of the law whatsoever. These guys were being tried in D.C. There was a political witch hunt. We have more evidence every single day which provides for
all
that.
Good, Manny.
These guys are busy
I appreciate you guys.
now,
I know this shit's hard to watch.
And showing us, oh, down here on the border, we have a mom crying because she might be separated from her kid. Nobody's commenting on the fact that we have a ton of families that just got reunited, and on behalf of the all...
Okay. This is Andrew. Andrew's so fucking God. I want to say mean things right now. I come from white trash. All right. I know all about people going to prison and being reunited with their families. Okay. These people. This isn't like some kind of feel good fucking moment, dog. Okay. This isn't fucking. So this isn't. Who was the dude that Biden just pardoned? Peltier, the Native American dude. Like, this isn't like a Native American guy that's been in prison for 50 years that the FBI agents may have planted evidence on coming home to his family after being in prison for 50 years for allegedly killing 2 FBI agents as an activist. Okay. This isn't like dude coming home and like people are like, we've been waiting 50 years for this guy. These are people that have been in jail for a year, maybe 2 years. After violently fucking attacking. Like, sure, are there a couple people, I'll even give you this. Are there a couple people out of the 1,500 people that got caught up in the moment, sucked into, like, going through this shit and violated some laws that they shouldn't have violated, and now they're going home and there's some kind of reuniting? 100%, probably. 96%, probably. But you cannot characterize this as some feel-good fucking moment unless you are for overthrowing the government.
All of the Wilsons of the world, welcome home. January 6ers, it's guys like this that wanted to put you away in a hole, in a
exactly,
dark hole.
Manny. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. These aren't people that are like normally good people.
Not violent criminals. By the way,
well, hang on. Okay, Andrew.
What up, Ultimate?
Let me just stop you there. So I actually interviewed one of the protesters.
Ultimate, you should watch my
Jacob,
interview with John
QAnon
Anthony Castro.
And I also had a Capitol police officer who'd been working that day. And what they both agreed, very interestingly, was that they both condemned the violence against police officers that day. So if you can have one of the protesters who'd just been pardoned concede that the violence that was perpetrated by some of the protesters was wrong, unacceptable.
Yeah, so this is where he's going to debate, bro. Guarantee it. He's going to debate,
and should be condemned. Why would you categorize it as non-violent?
Well, I didn't categorize it as non-violent. I said these are not violent criminals, which is how it's being
But if you're
framed.
perpetrating violence against police officers, it is, isn't it?
What? How many? A few? A couple? This guy on May 30th.
There was a bunch. It was like 30% of them. There was a bunch of them. They're like, dude, I'm sorry, but like, you can characterize it as a guided tour all you want if you're a complete and fucking moron and don't understand how police that are overwhelmed by a large majority of people can herd people like cattle that are as dumb as Trump supporters to places where then shit on the walls, and eventually you'll get enough backup that shows up to potentially arrest these people, or as in these people's cases, eventually they'll be found because there's fucking cameras all over the Capitol building. Like, you can characterize it as these people weren't violent or insurrectionists, but that once again is just completely not factual.
Of 2020, the White House was under siege. It was attacked. Over 100 Secret Service agents.
Yes, it was like 600 or something.
We had they were burning down stations. This guy said, "Oh well, Trump had to go hide out in his bunker." Can you imagine if the roles were reversed and Donald Trump came out and was like, oh, AOC had to go hide. Oh, these politicians had to go hide. He doesn't care about political violence. The left doesn't care about political violence at all. They'll use it when it's expedient for them. They always do. Pointing to a couple of bad actors at this thing and saying.
So that's reductionist, right? So that's a debate tactic. Like I said, you got to remember, everything that Andrew Wilson does is going to be debate, bro. It's never going to be a person like passionately defending their beliefs because he doesn't believe any of this shit. He may eventually become a person that believes all this shit, like a Dave Rubin or something like that. But the majority of the things that he believes are going to be the things that his subscribers believe and agree with, and that they'll continue to give him money for. Because Andrew Wilson is full of shit. He is a facade.
All of them have to be thrown away. And, the key thrown away with them is insanity. And no, I don't think so. I think it's a miscategorization to frame all of them as violent criminals. And that's
they
exactly what
weren't
Cenk
all
was
violent
doing.
at all. I mean,
That's what he was.
So that's debate, bro, right? So you deflect from the idea. So you say what Cenk was referring to was that it was a violent insurrection. So Andrew here, what he does is instead of addressing the fact that there was violent people within that insurrection, which is pertinent to the argument that it was a violent insurrection, instead what he does is he deflects from that and says, oh, well, you're trying to accuse all of these people of being violent. Well, you could say the same thing about the Black Lives Matters protests, right? So you could say, okay, well, were there people there that did things that were violent? 100%. Were there people that were arrested? Something like 14,000 people were arrested during the Black Lives Matter riots. Were all of them bad people? Were all of them doing things that were violent or were probably even breaking laws? Probably not. Some of them, 100%, were probably people that were caught up when the police started dragging people off because other people were doing things that they weren't supposed to. By the way, if you are rioting, please don't burn down the Target in your neighborhood. Find something that you should burn down, like a government building. I would never say that. Okay. That is not riot advice. I'm just saying, stop burning down Targets. Your uncle works there.
That's what he was framing it, though.
Yeah, no, listen, I don't, and Cenk, I do not agree with that. I don't think all the 1,500 were violent. In fact, we know for a fact they weren't. A lot of them were not.
But I didn't say
what up, Max Left?
Yeah, I didn't say that.
You did say that.
So look, no, all right, whatever, dude.
See, Cenk doesn't understand. I wonder if Cenk even knows who Andrew Wilson is. When I first got on here, I actually talked to a couple of people and we're helping them prep for debates with Andrew. And it didn't go well because really Andrew is a very good debater. And he does not invest in what he believes. He invests in winning, right? So he's just going to make arguments like that. So what Andrew did right there and the way that Cenk responds to it with, okay, dude, whatever, is Cenk showing that he doesn't understand who Andrew Wilson is. He doesn't know that Andrew is on here to use Cenk as a laugh out loud cow, right? He's an LOL cow for Andrew. Andrew's going to piece this up. He's going to make shorts of it. He's going to make videos of it. He's going to sell it to his community. I always say this about debates. Debates are like UFC fights. So if you take Israel Adesanya when he fought Pereira, right? You have two camps that show up to the UFC fight. You have people that back Pereira, and you have people that back Adesanya. Now, there's going to be some people that hang out with the Adesanya or Pereira people that have never seen a UFC fight, and whoever ends up doing the most magnificent thing, the most dramatic thing, is going to probably have those people going home and saying like, oh, wow, that was crazy. But really, they're fighting for their own audiences. Because if Adesanya loses, the Adesanya fans are going to say, oh, well, it was because of this. Man, that referee sucked. Boy, they shouldn't have stopped it. Man, he gouged him in the eye a bunch of times. That's bullshit. Same thing for the Pereira fans. If Pereira goes home and he loses, his fans are going to make up excuses. Andrew Wilson understands that. Andrew Wilson knows, regardless of how this goes, as long as he can get clips, as long as he can bait Cenk into saying something, he can make money off of this shit. That's the way that this content creation shit works in the debate bro space. Cenk, this is why I say this, Cenk hopefully will get his ass triggered by Andrew Wilson enough to realize these people aren't playing fair. They're not good faith. They don't want to find solutions. They don't want to have conversations. They don't want to find common ground with you. And they don't want to go have a fucking beer with you afterwards unless you agree to be their laugh out loud cow on the regular. Then they'll bring you in. They'll give you all kinds of beer. They're going to videotape you drunk ass saying dumb shit too.
So on the Young Turks, we've been super clear about this. And as always,
Pereira, I love Pereira
the one
too.
guy's setting people who are fair. You'll see both sides do all this extreme stuff like Andrew's doing. So first of all, the people who went to the speech of Donald Trump, a lot of times they get thrown into this. And I have always said, no, that's not fair. They didn't go down to the Capitol. For the people who went to the Capitol.
No, I didn't see that one, LB.
It's an obvious
we'll have to
crime
look at that
to
one.
break into the Capitol. And And why were they doing that? They were trying to overturn the results of the election. So you could blah, blah, blah on all your talking points, but it's absurdity. Obviously.
Even what Andrew's doing right now, the shaking of the head and stuff, that's all debate, bro. It's like you make faces, you shake your head, you try to throw people off with like little dumb shit like that to make them upset and get them off the track of what they're saying.
They were trying to hurt our
He'll
democracy.
laugh at him at one point.
They
Watch.
were trying to
He'll
steal that election.
He'll do
and
that.
were some of them violent? Were all of them violent? No. Were some of them violent? Obviously. We have eyes and ears. So you can do all the propaganda you want, but we just...
See, he's trying to do that like, but can't you hear what I'm saying argument. Can't you hear what I'm saying? He doesn't understand. Debates are not for coming to a decision. You have three types of interactions with people. You have conversation, where you're literally trying to like come to some type of like agreement or solution from something. You have arguments, where you're literally just yelling at each other and you're never going to agree with each other. And then you have debates. And debates are for clicks and views. Debates are literally you're just trying to hype up your base and hope that there's maybe some centrist or middle ground people out there that haven't made up their opinion on these things. But that's kind of faulty because most people are watching these things because they've already made up their opinion on these things. So like he's trying the whole like I'm using common sense thing. That's not going to appeal to anybody.
You just watch the tape of them trying to beat the crap out of the cops. I thought you guys cared about cops. I care about crime.
Ben Shapiro's
I'm
another
against
one of them.
crime, and you know, and we take heat sometimes from the
See,
left
told you.
because
There's
they
the
think
laugh.
that crime
There's
is
the
a
laugh.
right-wing narrative and doesn't actually exist. Well, the voters just showed you it does exist, and they're pissed about it. But they're also pissed about it when you go beat up cops for Trump. So look, I'm past it because the American people voted. They put Trump back in office, and that's pretty definitive. I didn't want that, but it happened, right? But if you're going to try to do revisionist history, that these are some patriots who showed up for a picnic, but oh golly gee, there was a Capitol, so they started to bust in and beat the living crap out of the cops, and oh, he lost the election, but oh no, it was stolen, so they go and try to do a coup attempt. I hate it. I think it's a terrible precedent, and I think every time you guys...
And see, there you go, Cenk. There you go. Like, Cenk's saying the right things here, but he's saying them in the wrong way. He's saying the right things, but he's saying it in an appeal to these people. You're not going to prove to these people they're hypocrites. That's the point. What is it that fucking comment somebody made or whatever? It was like, it's like when you're dead, you don't... Oh, it's Ricky Gervais, I think. When you're dead, you don't know you're dead. The same thing goes with being stupid. You don't know it. Just the people around you do. You can't make appeals to these people. I was thinking about the other day with the black dude that converts white Ku Klux Klan members. And he's a dope dude. Super awesome professor, music teacher, real cool dude. One of the people I found from Joe Rogan back when Joe Rogan wasn't fucking insane. And I've always thought a lot about what he said. And that was, you get these people into conversations where it's just you and them. And you don't try to change their mind. You just plant seeds. And then you walk away and you hope that those seeds grow into something. So at times I understand what Cenk is doing. But what he doesn't understand is what that dude was doing was he was doing it with people that had a very, I mean, it was a tangible connection in their life to what they were doing. But their lives could get better by walking away from it. These people, their lives don't get better. These people have not tangible, like they have solid connections to this lifestyle. And we've watched years and years of Trump rallies where people like Edward the Debt Collector, where they have personas of showing up where it's a rally, it's a circus, it's a cosplay for them to show up and be these characters. It makes them somebody. And Cenk doesn't understand this. He's literally trying to convince a group of people that have finally found some kind of substance in their life where there's somebody to something that they should give it up and come over to the side where we're going to get people health care. They don't care about health care. They're not that far-sighted. They want gratification now. They want people to look at them and go, that's the dude with the beard. Oh, that's the guy that wears the Trump hat. Oh, dude, that's the dude that's at every rally that I've ever been to. He's fucking dope. Oh, I've seen him on Klepper. He's famous. That's what they want. They're not people that have these like insane plans for the future. They only care about the now, and you're not going to convince them to give it up.
Defend it. You sound absurd, and it sounds like overwhelming, ridiculous propaganda.
Andrew?
Yeah, what it's about is a fair application of law. And there has not been fair application of law here. Cenk himself cannot even do fair application of law at the same time.
14,000 people, I believe, it might be more than that, were arrested during the Black Lives Matter protests. Like, what? You're going to tell me none of those people, like, got any type of real sentence for what they were doing? Like, you're talking 14,000. That's 10 times the amount of people that were arrested during the insurrection.
Time he says, oh, they're trying to coup and overthrow the democracy. It's exactly what happened May 30th when they were attacking the White House. They were attacking Secret Service agents. They wanted to get in there, and all he could do was whine about how Trump had to get sent to a bunker. Where was his outrage about the coup d'etat? Where was he when Black Lives Matter was burning down cities?
There was no coup
Nowhere.
on May 30th.
It was a
protest.
He was saying instead, Cenk, I didn't interrupt you once.
And see, once again, so that's a debate tactic too, right? So he knows not to interrupt, so that way he can do the same thing to him later, right? So, and if he starts interrupting Wilson here, Wilson will start interrupting him back, and Wilson will turn this into what he likes to do, a blood sport. He'll change this to blood sports. That's what Piers really wants him to do. I mean, Piers is sitting there acting like he don't want this, but he really wants these two to start fighting. So the more they interrupt each other, the better it is for Andrew Wilson. Wilson will start acting like a fucking fool. He loves blood sports. He'll do this 100%. But if you're going to, I don't know, if you're going to sit there and, let's just go back. This is
of law. At the same time, he says, oh, they're trying to coup and overthrow the democracy. It's exactly what happened May 30th when they were attacking the White House. They were attacking Secret Service agents. They wanted to get in there, and all he could do was whine about how Trump had to get sent to a bunker. Where was his outrage about the coup d'etat? Where was he when Black Lives Matter was burning down cities?
There was no coup
Nowhere.
on May 30th. It was a protest.
He was saying instead, Cenk, I didn't interrupt you once. Do you think you calm down for me? So anyway.
See that? Think you calm down for me? That's the calm down comment. He's trying to get him worked up.
What's going on, very simply, is that he has the revisionist history, while at the same time the Democrats are saying you got to stay home.
What I was going to say is he doesn't care about facts. He doesn't care if what happened outside of the White House never even came close to what happened on January 6th. He'll just draw that parallel because he knows the people that watch him. Once again, Andrew Wilson is not trying to appeal to people that don't watch his program. He's appealing to the people that do. He's already got his audience captured. He's making the appeal, and it doesn't matter that factually the protest was nothing like the insurrection. Doesn't matter.
And stay masked up. They're telling other people, go outside, burn down cities, make Chaz chop, a nice free independent zone. I don't know how you could say
the Chaz thing was pretty cringe.
Say that that's anything other than an insurrection, to say that this is now no longer part of the United States government. Cringe. Have your own armed militia there. The entire 9 yards, May 30th, they attack, and this guy says nothing. Suddenly, J6, though, oh my God, they're violent extremists. They're going to overthrow democracy.
Yeah, because people do have the right to protest. That's the thing is, during the Black Lives Matter protests, if you burn down your local Target, I'm going to shit on you, okay? I'm going to be like, dude, you're literally just impacting your own fucking community or somebody else's community, all right? I get the anger. I get the aggression. I understand that. Don't break your own shit. One of the biggest problems in our society is that the majority of us that get worked up are people that didn't have anything. For a long time growing up, I had nothing. And so, like, I'm just as bad as anybody else. I was near Los Angeles during the Rodney King riots, and believe me, I wanted to break shit and steal shit too. Why? Because I was super fucking poor. I didn't have anything, and my mentality was totally ass backwards. So I would have burnt down my own community thinking that was fucking like showing people what's up, and not realizing really you're just putting yourself back because your government doesn't give a fuck if you burn down your own shit. That I disagree with. But to in any way try to say that the insurrection was anything like the Black Lives Matter protests as far as like substance, like that's not even fucking close. The Black Lives Matter protests were because of a fucking severe injustice that we all watched on tape. My own relatives that are police officers said, that's fucked up. That shouldn't have happened. That's why people were angry. That's why people did stuff. When I was talking about John Anthony Castro earlier, he was a former primary Republican candidate for the president. My first podcast I ever did was with him. And he said, the difference between the Black Lives Matter protests and the January 6th insurrection was that when you have a riot like Black Lives Matter, that's because people are oppressed and they are angry and they have a right to be angry. The January 6th insurrection was a bunch of fucking entitled people that were mad that they lost. That's not even comparable.
It's all nonsense. It's not fairly applied.
Later, Diane.
Never fairly
Appreciate
applied
you,
it.
Diane.
The laws has
Thanks
never
for being
been
here.
fairly
I'll
applied
shout
to
you
the
out. I'll shout you guys
They
out
were
again
tried in
at the
D.C.,
end.
not in front of impartial juries. And here's how our law works. Our law works like this. 1,000 walk free, so one guilty person doesn't spend a day in prison. That is the precedent for our law.
Exactly.
That's why they got pardoned, and it's exactly why they should have.
Yeah, and Andrew, on the ending the birthright
Can I
citizenship.
just address
hang
that
on, Cenk. I'll
real quick?
come to you in a moment. Response. On what Cenk mentioned also about the ending the birthright citizenship is one of the executive orders. Do you think Trump intends to do that? Because it seems to me he's already won the debate about illegal immigrants who are here are criminals in America.
Yep.
Everyone pretty much agrees they should be sent back.
That's a misnomer. Not everybody agrees. That's ridiculous.
Including the million who've already been processed but haven't been deported yet. So all of that seems to be very popular, but there is a lot of anger.
Even the questions in those polls are fucked up. Like if you ask just any everyday liberal, if you're like, if there's like a dude that's here undocumented and he has like a former human trafficking charge in Venezuela, do you think that person should be deported? Yeah, of course we all think that person should be deported. We don't want people that are human trafficking in our communities, 100%. But what it leaves out is that how many of these people that you're deporting didn't do a goddamn thing, that are living here, literally paying taxes, paying into social safety nets like Social Security and disability and shit like that, and not being able to benefit from it. Meanwhile, they're just trying to attempt to get some type of form of citizenship, but our immigration system's so goddamn jacked up that it takes 8-10 years for people to even get citizenship. Meanwhile, they're running from countries where people are legitimately human trafficking people. If you guys don't understand the whole Title 42 stay in Mexico rule, the reason that that's like considered such a bad thing is because during the time that Title 42 was in place, there's a bunch of camps that were growing around the border from people that were waiting to potentially get into America, because these people have traveled all this way to get here and they're seeking asylum. Those camps were being raided by cartels and gangs, and people were being human trafficked, murdered, raped, assaulted, all of those things in those camps. Like, these are people that genuinely weren't bad people. They were just trying to find a better life, and we were forcing them to stay in these camps where they were getting human trafficked by fucking, cartels and stuff like that. If you ask any given person whether or not they want, a criminal in their community, of course they're going to say no. And if that's the way you phrase the question in the poll, then yeah, you're going to get 65-70% of people to say yes to that. Now, if you add nuance into that poll and you say, well, what do you think? If there's one person that has has committed a crime in another country, but while deporting that one person, we're going to probably deport 1,000 people that didn't do anything. Do you agree with that? Now you're going to get different results from that poll. So that's why this is bullshit.
About the idea that you may end what seems to be a very American thing, the very ethos of the country.
Exactly, sick of those are absolutes.
What do you feel?
Absolutes.
It's a very un-American thing. The 14th, or I'm sorry, this was never, by the way, never set up so that people could come in, have a baby, and then anchor themselves to the child. And that's what's been going on.
Wait, isn't that like, I mean, I guess I need to look more into this amendment, but isn't that actually what it was meant for? Wasn't it not because people were coming over here and we wanted them to have children here? Isn't this something that fucking Andrew Wilson actually agrees with? That we're supposed to be having children and starting families? Wasn't that the point? Wasn't it an incentivization to get people to have children and create families here in America? I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's true.
It's been going on for years. We know it's been going on for years. This was designed for things like for immigrants who came in legally. They have children here. Of course, those are United States citizens. Nobody's disputing that. What we're disputing is that you can just come in illegally, have a child on American soil, and then try to anchor yourself to that child. That is not in the spirit of what we're even talking about. Of course.
But what is wrong with that if a person is if a person is legitimately adding to society by coming here? Like, it's not like there's like criminals that are coming over here and then having babies and they're like, haha, gotcha, bitches. Now I'm a citizen. They would just literally go to prison here in America instead of being deported, you get sent to our shitty prisons instead, where we use you as slave labor. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Why would you do that? Why would you, as a criminal, come over and pop out a child and be like, bam, now I'm an American citizen? And they're like, okay, cool, we'll put you in our prisons. How does that solve the being a criminal problem?
Trump wants to end it. It's bad policy across the board. It's always been bad policy.
He drives me nuts, dude.
I hope the Supreme Court, it gets challenged by the Supreme Court so we can
get
it
I heard that, Agoff.
So that they can interpret it correctly, because that's not the way this is supposed to be applied.
Cenk?
Yeah, so first let me address what he said, and then I'll come back to
Thank
this.
you, Pinker.
So, look, guys, what happened on May 30th was nothing but a protest. But if they attack Secret Service guys, then they should be arrested. That's a violent...
Yeah, but see, here he is. He's doing it again. Hey, I'm giving you this thing. Andrew Wilson is not going to reciprocate. That's not how he does his thing. He's not going to reciprocate by going, okay, we found common cause. Cenk is in a fight that he should not be in right now. If Cenk wants to, I don't even know who Cenk's target is. You're not going to find David Rubin agreeing with you. You're not going to find Andrew Wilson agreeing with you. You're not going to, maybe Dave Smith. You might get Dave Smith to agree on a couple things, because Dave Smith, I think Dave Smith believes a lot of dumb shit, but he does seem mildly good faith in like the things he believes, like he actually believes them. But you're not going to get Tucker Carlson to believe that. Maybe that's the problem. Did Cenk have like a conversation with like a Dave Smith where the guy was like behind the scenes off camera was like, no, dude, yeah, for sure. The people that attacked the officers on J6, those people deserve to go to prison. And Cenk was like, bam, fucking mind blown. That's it. Like, I figured it out. I know how to get to these people. I'll show them the hypocrisy. Because you're never going to find common cause with Andrew Wilson on the subject. It's not in his best interest to do it. If he finds common cause with Cenk during this show, he loses subscribers. Just like Cenk trying to find common cause with Andrew Wilson in this debate is going to lose him.
Crime. I'm principled on both of those things.
You mean South USA?
And in Portland, when they took over a portion of the city, I was against it. Like, well, that's not a thing. You don't get to take over a portion of a city. I was against it when gangs took over apartment complexes and buildings. And
yeah, see, he's just giving him ammunition. He has no idea what he's in store for
Colorado.
Here.
So if Trump stays with things that the American people are in favor of, getting rid of the violent felons that are undocumented here, that's going to be very popular, whether the left likes it or doesn't like it, right? But when he goes too far and he goes to things like birthright citizenship, then people are going to push back. And that's when it gets interesting. Is Trump going to double down and go, no, I'm going to, go to demagogue on this and get you people to hate, foreigners coming in, et cetera. And I don't care what the Constitution says, and we're going to change the way America is, and you're no longer an American if you're born here. We're going to judge you based on, where you're from, et cetera. That'll be very unpopular. Does he dig in, or does he, as he does sometimes, go, man, you know what, I gave it a shot, didn't work, and retract? I hope that that's the direction he goes, because this whole, look, brother, if you have a problem with a part of the Constitution, you need to go through the right process. You need to go and do an amendment. Like, I want to do an amendment to get...
Trump does not know that process. Hands down. Trump has zero idea. He's like, I wrote an executive order. It's cool now. It's like the JFK shit. Like he said, he wrote the executive order to release the JFK and MLK files, which I'm totally for. I'm 100% for it. I think it's just distraction, but I'm all for it, right? Like, fucking send that shit on out. Let's take a look at it. But one of the things is it's either he doesn't know that he actually can't just make the CIA do certain things, or he does know that he can't do it, and so he's going to do this, and then he's going to be like, sorry, guys, hands are tied. I tried to show you guys the JFK stuff. The CIA doesn't want you to see it. It's just like TikTok all over again. They try to get rid of TikTok, and I saved it. I will save the JFK reports. Do not worry.
Get money out of politics.
Yeah, nothing
but
about
when Biden was in office.
Manny, if the Epstein files ever come out, fucking quote me on this. Quote me on this. If the Epstein files ever come out, once again, we're bonded on this as a community in America, other than certain PDF files that don't want that shit to come out. We're bonded on this one issue. We want to know who those motherfuckers are, and we want them brought to justice, okay? There is no gray area in this topic. You did that shit, you should be brought to justice. If we ever see the Epstein files ever released, it will be heavily redacted. How many times was Trump's name in the files? It was like 220 times or something like that. It will be redacted 225 times just for good measure. Everybody, they're like, I thought Trump's name was all over this shit. It doesn't show up even once. That's crazy. Just a bunch of black marks.
Because I didn't think he should just come in and go, forget what the Supreme Court said. Forget what the Constitution said.
Sonny.
Let's go nuts and do whatever the hell we want. That's not how it works.
Well, gee, I never thought about that. I didn't know that we were supposed to go through a process of law for these things,
Manny.
which is exactly what Trump is doing via his executive order, which then hopefully will get it in front of the Supreme Court.
So, once again, you have to realize Andrew Wilson doesn't know a lot about politics. Like anything that he knows now, he like researched before this fucking this debate happened, right? So he's not going to know any of this stuff. Any of his debates with the much maligned Destiny now, God damn it, have gone really poorly for him because he doesn't actually understand the judicial system.
Which looks like that's what the plan is.
That's part of the legal process.
By the way, just so you know, the interpretation of this, that's what we're really talking about, is the interpretation. Ultimately here, it is...
Yeah, and so this is his debate tactic. This is Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson wants to debate semantics. So what he wants to get into is he wants to talk about, like, well, semantically, can't we assume that what they meant when they said this? And of course, you're judging a 200-year-old document. You're saying to yourself, like, oh, well, we're going to look at something that back in a time when only rich white men with land could vote and own black people and other minorities, and supposedly or allegedly gay people didn't exist, LGBT people didn't exist, women didn't want to have a voice or want to vote, all of these things that Andrew Wilson believes. He believes this shit, okay? He believes women don't want the right to vote. He believes that women are inferior. So you're going to take that document and then you're going to try to explain semantically what it should mean in 2025. Go fuck yourself.
It's not, and you need to agree with me on this, it is not in the spirit.
So there you go. See what he did? And you're going to need to agree with me on this. The reason he's doing that is because Cenk has already shown... He's shown this ability to say, like, hey, meet me in the middle. Like, he keeps saying, like, Chaz was bad. Which, Chaz, like I said, Chaz was fucking cringe, dude. It was, like, that's what happens when dipshits in Seattle decide that they're going to, like, fucking rule a government. Like, there's dumb people everywhere. In all political parties, there's dumb people. That shit went really badly. Let's work on the next Chaz, like, beforehand, okay, so we don't look so bad next time, guys. But he's like, Chaz was bad. The BLM people, if they committed crimes, then they deserve to go to prison. All those things. He set himself up for Andrew Wilson to say, you're going to need to meet me in the middle on this.
You can come in and have a child here and anchor yourself to the child specifically so that you have some pathway or motivation to citizenship. You say, it's not a part of the legal process. Yes, these challenges, getting in front of the Supreme Court, getting in front of various courts is part of the process. It's been done this way time and time and time again. Also, I reject categorically what you said, just lied to the audience. You called Trump bunker boy, right? He was going down to the bunker during the protest to inspect it. Ha, 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 right? You didn't care at all.
Yeah.
You weren't denouncing political violence. You weren't denouncing these people getting beat up. You didn't care when the violence is on your side like a typical Democrat. You don't care at all, Cenk. You don't care. And you've never cared. The only reason you care now is because you want to kiss.
Yeah, and Cenk not realizing that once again he's falling for this shit. Andrew's going to incorrectly speak his name over and over again because this is just like the Kamala thing. This is as long as he knows it annoys you, he's going to do it over and over again because he's going to get you off your game.
Condemn it every time people do violence. Literally
okay,
every
I'll say
time.
snake. But the thing is, Snake, is that you're just trying to kiss the right wing's ass now to get back in with them because the left has categorically rejected you, and that's what's actually happening.
That was a pretty good burn. Fuck. That's tough. That's why there's no winning in this formula for Cenk. Like, there's no winning in this formula of trying to find common cause with these people. You're never going to get them to, like, pat you on the back. That's a great time to pause Andrew Wilson's face right there. That's a great Andrew Wilson face right there. You're never going to get these guys to accept you, and all you're doing is giving them ammunition to just fucking laugh out loud cow you. That's it. That's all they're doing to you, dog.
Cenk, is that what's happening?
All right, you amuse me. Yeah, this guy amuses me. So, like, you think calling me Snake is going to somehow win you the debate? Good luck with that childish.
I already won the debate.
Yeah, and here you go. This is what Andrew. So now Andrew will just start saying things like, "I won the debate. What are you talking about? This isn't a debate. You suck. I'm doing great. You're doing terrible." This is, like I said, this is why I don't do debate shit, because all I would do is ad hominem. All I would do is talk shit to people. You're a fucking moron. Like I've said this before. Getting in a debate with me is just literally just asking me to call you names and to demean your intelligence. Like, that's just what that's what's going to happen, because I'm from the trailer park. Like, that's how we handle shit. Where I come from, you talk mad shit to each other. That's what you do. Like, this facade that this is a debate where somebody's going to come out a winner with the other person's audience is complete and utter bullshit. And once again, Cenk is just showing that he has maybe he's gullible, but it seems like he has very little insight into what he's actually doing right now. Like, this is performative. This is not Cenk winning over people in the audience. None of Andrew Wilson's community are going to go over to Cenk. That's just not going to happen.
Way of going. You did, because you said it. Okay, that, by the
Later,
way,
Mike.
another great
Appreciate you,
tactic.
Mike.
Just saying you won. And second of all,
good job,
we have
fatty.
27 million. How many times do I have to say this? 27 million subscribers, 30 billion lifetime views. You're a pimple on my ass. I literally don't even know.
Oh, there we go. See, this is what I'm fucking talking about. The fucking ego just came in. His ego just got pricked. Andrew Wilson, the one thing you say about the motherfucker is he knows how to get people worked up, and the ego just got pricked, and Cenk just dropped the billion view, and he's right. I mean, I said this, so I don't know if this video is still up, because I always, if my content gets too old, I do private it so that way you guys don't get suggested really old content. I want you guys seeing my new content, because not a lot of my content get watched. So I don't want people watching my old stuff. I want people watching my new stuff. But I have a video where I said this. I said a long time ago, Andrew Wilson is auditioning to be a right-wing caster, right? A right-wing pundit, a talking head. I said this a long time ago. And Andrew Wilson is 100% doing that right now. He is auditioning to be a part of the Daily Wire. He's auditioning to be on shows. When Dave Smith went on Andrew Wilson's show, one of the funniest moments was when Dave Smith went, "I was told that this conversation was going to be a good conversation, that you were a cool guy. Apparently I was lied to." And I was like, actually, Andrew Wilson's kind of doing a bad job, because Dave Smith could get him into some of these places. But that told me right then and right there that Andrew Wilson believes in what the fuck he is doing. He doesn't believe in the shit he's saying, but he believes that what he's doing is going to make him successful. And that's why he is currently on Piers Morgan right now talking shit to Cenk, is because that's been his plan the whole fucking time.
Know who you are. So you come in here talking about audience?
Andrew Wilson has an old lady wife.
Snake. Okay,
I didn't say anything about audience.
Whatever. Do I win now?
I didn't say anything about audience. What are you talking about? Are you a lunatic?
Nice,
You
Jay.
said, oh, yeah, the left wing's audience has got a problem.
said
Probably,
you're
Rob.
lying.
Probably. What's up, Rob?
You're trying to cozy up with right-wingers. What were you doing at TPUSA, Cenk? trying to cozy in with right-wingers.
Oh, see, this is what I'm saying, dude. You done fucked up, Aaron. Like, you got... It's like... It's like if you were, like, debating that the war on drugs is a good thing. Like, you're like, we need to get drugs off the street. We need to get drugs off the street. And somebody was like, bro, we saw you in the crack house like 2 days ago. You were all up in that trap. You were doing bass with the bass heads. And you're like, dude, I was trying to reach them. I was finding common ground. We had a disagreement and then we did some crack afterwards. Like, oh my God, he's like set himself up for like the rest of eternity to just get clowned by the right for going over and giving handies to Charlie Kirk. Was it worth it, bro? Was it worth it? My dog.
Like Charlie Kirk,
Cenk.
kissing their ass. You're literally kissing up to them because you want in good, because the left is rejecting center-left policies now. Are you a lunatic?
You did. You just said, oh, yeah, the left wing's audience has got a problem with him. I know the left wing better than he does.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to cozy up with right-wingers.
Natalie says, I think Big Papa Fascist actually believes some of this shit, especially the most religious shit that he talks about. Yeah, I do believe that he believes the religious shit. Let me clarify that. I believe Andrew believes the religious shit, but even that stuff, I don't know. Sometimes I think some of the more like crazy stuff. Okay, so let me explain why I say this. I know somebody that knows Andrew Wilson, like has had conversations with him behind the scenes. That person told me that Andrew Wilson and his wife both are nothing like they are in these in this content creation. That they try to be personable. They're nice to them, whatever the fuck it is. So like a part of me can't get past that and can't help but believe that this is a grift and that he's doing what the subscribers want him to do. But that doesn't mean that I don't think that he doesn't embrace some of these ideologies. And I also think the more you get into the grift, the more you embrace the grift, right? The more that you talk about these things, the more you convince yourself that you're right about these things. And I do believe that's going on. So a lot of the religious shit, I think he does believe. The political shit, I think he just knows that's where the money is right now. And by the way, I'm not making any excuses for Andrew Wilson. I think Andrew Wilson is a shit human being. I think the very fact that he's doing this makes him a shit human being. The fact that you would espouse these hateful, fucked up points of views about women, about immigrants, about people in general, just to make some money, makes you a garbage human being. So I just want to make that fucking clear.
What were you doing at TPUSA, Cenk? Trying to cozy in with right-wingers like Charlie Kirk,
Cenk.
kissing their ass. You're literally kissing up to them because you want in good, because the left is rejecting center-left policies now. That's what's happening.
Hey, brother.
And he's not wrong there. I was saying it at the beginning of this video, and this is where sometimes, even the jackass is going to say something that's true because he's using it as ammunition against him, and that is center-left policies you can't play between the 45s, motherfuckers. Stop playing between the 45s. You need to take the fucking ball down to the end zone. You need to fucking hammer that bitch right in there and score. You can't play between the 45s anymore. The center left isn't going to win anything by reaching across the aisle unless, this is one thing I will say, unless Trump damn near burns this country down. If Trump damn near burns this country down, you might get some of the center-right people. But you're literally trying to convince people that have conservative values to vote for democratic values. That is a losing plan.
You want to go far left or far right?
Okay, listen, brother.
No, he's right. I hate to fucking say it, but he's right about that. People want far left or they want far right.
See me bitch slapping you right here on national airwaves.
The only thing you can
Oh,
fix
no
last
shit,
What
huh,
part
Rob?
of that
I'll have
seems
to look
like
into that.
cozying up? What's a part of that seems like cozying up to the right? I think you're an idiot. I think you love that.
No, I'm
coup
not- I'm from
on
Cali.
January
Got him.
6th. I think you hate
Got him.
our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution.
Max.
So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing?
I hate snakes like you who try to get in as good as you can with a weak right.
Oh, wait. Oh, I see it now. Andrew Wilson. The reason Andrew Wilson is doing this. Look at Piers Morgan's fucking looking like an elf. Look at that motherfucker. Looking like a Keebler elf on this bitch. Look at Keebler ass Piers Morgan. Oh my God. I just figured it out. Andrew Wilson is pissed right now. He's actually mad because Cenk is trying to get in on that territory, dog. Dude, Cenk's trying to get in on that good. He's like, you cannot come over here and steal my grift. Motherfucker, you know how hard I've been working? You know how hard I've been working to get this grift going? And you gonna bring your ass over here with your 37 million subscribers and your billions of views and steal out of my mouth? He's jelly. Holy shit. I think we just had a moment, guys. I think we just figured this out. Andrew Wilson.
So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing?
I hate snakes like you who try to get in as good as you
Dude, that
can with
bitch
a
is amazing.
weak right like Charlie Kirk. When you have weaponized political violence yourself,
Oh,
at the same
Charlie
time
Kirk
you
is
say,
weak.
But notice it doesn't phase Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson's been called worse than a bitch, okay? I've called Andrew Wilson worse than a bitch on videos before. He's probably never seen that shit, but I guarantee you if he did, he'd just be like, whatever, I'll use it for content. Like, he is not, he didn't even flinch when Cenk called him a bitch, dude. He was just like, yep, whatever. Moving on. Once again, even his audience just hears him call him a bitch, and they'll just laugh at him. They'll just laugh at him for, like, oh, that's the left or the right for you, right? It's like, oh, you got triggered. Ha, you got
You
triggered.
hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing?
I hate snakes like you who try to get in as good as you can with a weak right like Charlie Kirk.
Oh, shit. Andrew Wilson just called Charlie Kirk weak. Dude, he's going full blown. Andrew Wilson wants that bag, dude. He wants that bag so bad right now. He's calling out Charlie Kirk. He's shitting on Cenk. Oh, man. Andrew Wilson is making his move, guys. Quote me on this shit right now. Andrew Wilson is attempting to get in. He just shit on Charlie Kirk, too. Holy shit. Yeah, Francesco would 100% mop these guys, Danny. Francesco would mop both Cenk and, like, they could have went 2-on-1 and she would have worked both these dudes.
When you have weaponized political violence yourself,
Oh,
at the same
Charlie
time
Kirk
you say,
is weak
"Gee,
right and you're
Sixers,"
strong right.
At the same time,
Interesting.
at the same time, you say, "Wait a second,
Now, if Cenk knew something about Andrew Wilson, which it's pretty obvious at this point he doesn't know who Andrew Wilson is, and his ego probably didn't let him look up Andrew Wilson's channel. He has a point that he could have made right there. Like right now, what Cenk should be actually going in on Andrew Wilson about is that Andrew Wilson is not a political commentator. Andrew Wilson has failed in every political debate that he's ever participated in, except for he's doing okay in this one, unfortunately. I don't know. Actually, Cenk's actually not doing too bad. It depends on how fucking just like out of your mind you are. This is just actually all just fucking blah. It's all just blah. None of it's good. None of this is good. Let's just go there, okay? But if he really wanted to, right now, he could go in on Andrew Wilson and just be like, you don't do political content. You're new to this shit. You're a grifter. You didn't ever care about this shit before. You literally shit on Dave Smith, who's a libertarian and a right-wing grifter that has been doing this shit much longer than you have been. You're shitting on Charlie Kirk, who's also a right-wing grifter and been doing this shit a lot longer than you have been. So you're the new guy. You just came in here and decided that you're going to do this shit. You're just here because you see how easy it is to make money off of fucking Trump supporters. That's what he should be saying right here.
I can't believe the J6ers coup d'etat. You didn't give a damn. You've never given a damn. We have your words on record. You flip-flop. You're the biggest flip-flopper on the left.
And you see, Andrew's a fucking debater. So what did Andrew do? Andrew went and looked up all the shit on Cenk. Looked up all of it. Guarantee you, Andrew Wilson ain't got no fucking life. He ain't got nothing else to do. His fucking fascist ass was sitting around watching Cenk videos probably for the last, 3 days.
You're known for it. People make
I
fun
haven't
of you
changed a
for it
single
because you
policy
move
position.
positions. You and Anna
But you don't care
Kasparian
about
both move
principles. All you
positions
care
like
about
a
is,
tube of
oh,
toothpaste.
Trump, I love Trump. Oh,
Oh no, dog. Oh no. Oh no, dog. Why? Bro, somebody get a hold of Cenk. Like, I can't deal this. This hurts. This hurts, dog. Somebody pull this man. Is it like, can we tag him out? Even Piers Morgan is like, is like Francesca in the wings. Fuck, I'll take Anna at this point. No, don't, never mind. Somebody just tag somebody else in. Did he really go to the, you love Trump, you love, oh my God, dude. They're just gonna make videos of you, bro. They're gonna make videos of this shit. Hopefully this shit never gets fucking seen. Me laughing at Jake is gonna get made into a video. Fuck! God damn it, dude. Where's Hasanabi? Isn't this his fucking uncle? Hasanabi, come get your fucking uncle, dude. Jesus Christ, bro. Don't let him do this. He's lost it. It's GG. It's game over, boys. Oh, fuck.
Damn, we have your words on record.
We need
You
Pac-Man,
flip-flop.
yes.
You're the biggest flip-flopper on the left. You're
One of those
known
kids.
for it.
Get one of those kids
People
in
make
here.
fun of you
Changed a
for it
single
because you
policy
move
position.
positions. You and Anna
But you don't care
Kasparian
about
both move
principles. All you
positions
care
like a
about
tube
is,
of
oh,
toothpaste.
Trump, I love Trump. Oh, I love Trump so much.
And
That's
all you
your
care about
policy
is Trump
principle.
derangement
Get the
syndrome.
fuck
All
outta
you have is
here.
Trump derangement syndrome.
All right.
He did give him a get the fuck out of here. That was good. But once again, he's getting drowned out. Andrew Wilson's just drowning him out. God damn it. We need somebody. We need. No, you're right, Aim. No, you're right. We should probably watch something else. I mean, we got to the point where I don't know how much more I can watch of this either, Aim. It's all bad. It's all bad, dog. I was hoping. I'm gonna fucking be honest with you, Aim. I wanted Cenk to fucking be better. Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong? Because, god damn it, man. Like, losing the fucking voice, a voice the size of TYT, is fucking painful, dude. And I still love John Ladora. I still love Jair. Francesca, I heard Francesca maybe went to Zateo, so that's cool. I like a lot of the people that are on TYT that aren't Cenk and Anna. And I wanted this. I know. You know it, bro. Don't ask. I am wrong for this, isn't it? God damn it, man. It's fucking left-wing media in the alt sphere is already so small. And now it's just like you're losing one of the biggest fucking voices. It's like, and I know you're saying he never was for us, but he platformed a lot of people that do speak for us. And I mean, Francesca is a great example. All right, we're done. The Cenk on Don versus Don Lemon was good. Don actually held Cenk accountable pretty well. He presses Cenk on stuff. Okay, maybe we should watch that. Maybe we should watch that. What's happening, Devious Christ? We need a replacement to Destiny or a more active Mediasan. Wilson needs to be treated with the correct levels of disdain. Yeah, like you said, I don't address drama, so I'm not going to get into the Destiny situation. It's really unfortunate. My heart always goes out to any woman that is taken advantage of and is compromised in a way that the women allegedly in Destiny's life have been. And once again, that just fucking kills me, dude. Just Jesus Christ, man. Like, now is not the time to fall apart, but somebody does need to take that. They need to take up that mantle. They need to be that voice. It's got to be somebody that's got time, that's intelligent, that has good debate skills. It's got to be somebody that can really hold that up. And, you know, behind the scenes, like, I spend a lot of time talking to different people. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. That's unfortunate. Behind the scenes, I'm talking to big creators. They're not talking to me very often, but I talk at them, and I'm trying to show people that I will support them. Like I will, I don't have a big voice. I don't have a lot of reach, but like, I like what Benjamin Dixon talked about, that there's no need to centralize the power, like that it can be a group of people. I think that's what BreadTube started as, right? BreadTube was like people attempting to reach right-wing people through content, and it was like a bunch of creators. I don't know enough about that. I shouldn't even be talking about it, to be honest. But I think the same idea, right? One of the things that I hate about YouTube is that it's still a me thing. People are always so fucking concerned about whether or not their audience is going to go somewhere else and watch something else, right? Like, that's not how I roll. Like, I want you guys to go watch other people's shit. I want you to go support other people. I want you to watch Francesca. I want you to watch Benjamin Dixon. I want you to watch Charlie Hilbert. I want you to watch Adam Mockler and Luke Beasley, David Pakman, even people that I don't agree with 100%. I want you guys to go watch those people and support their channels and stuff like that. It's not me. But I have to admit, full disclosure is that, like, I have a job. I work 40 plus hours a week. I'm successful at what I do. I have a foundation. So, like, everything that I do isn't dependent on people watching my shit and clicking my shit. So if, like, I have consistent growth, I feel like I'm doing okay. A lot of these other people, they're like so concerned about whether or not they're the one getting the spotlight. Like right now, I feel like there's a lot of discord in left-wing media about who's going to vie to be the left-wing Joe Rogan, and it's like, I don't know, man. Can't we just get together and we all produce content and just try to get on the same page? It would be great to have a left-wing sphere, ecology, where you can debate things like Israel, Hamas in a way that doesn't end up with half the audience going, fuck you, I'll never watch you again. Like, it would be great to be able to talk with people that didn't think that Joe Biden did a good job, but I do, and have the debate over, what was good and what wasn't. So that way you already have this left-leaning audience that, you're not trying to reach across the aisle. You're not trying to convince conservatives to pick up democratic values. Instead, you're trying to convince the people that stayed home this election and didn't vote because of a certain, opinions of foreign policy or opinions of the economy, and help to educate them and help to give them resources. Like I've said before, like, one of my biggest things right now is I really want to reach young dudes. I want to, that sounds weird. I want to help young people, understand the benefits of becoming politically literate and involved and become activists. But I don't have the time to be like this person for everything. So I understand, as a manager, as a person that's led people for fucking ever, is that, I can't do everything. So I need to find people that can fill jobs and lanes and participate and do things, but they also have to be able to help me too. So it has to be a push and pull relationship, where I fill my lane, I do the things I'm supposed to do, I have the conversations I'm supposed to have, and you do you, but we work together and create an ecology that is for the better of everybody, because the left is supposed to be we. It's not supposed to be me, but everything I fucking encounter in YouTube is people that are concerned about whether or not they should be bringing on a person on their show and whether or not that's going to win or lose them viewers. It's like, fucking, is that really the point? Then you've already lost. Yeah, they should all just support each other. I'm with that. Yeah, I love Benjamin. Benjamin's my dude. Benjamin Dixon. If you guys don't watch the Benjamin Dixon show, you should go watch it. Why would we want an idiot? It's not that, Selenian. It's not that you need Joe Rogan. It's the idea that you need a person that speaks to people, not a person who speaks to constituents. And the left wing has a real problem right now with a lot of their explanations of things going over the heads of everyday people. And so it's not about getting Joe Rogan. It's about having a person that can talk like a human being and help humanize our candidates. It's something I actually have tried to do. If you guys watch my podcast is called Progressive Matters. And I'm putting one out on Monday where I talked to George Boutwell's descendant, Jeffrey Boutwell, about a book he wrote. But I also have podcast interviews with Lindsay Prather of North Carolina, Katrina Christensen of North Dakota, John Pedora of Colorado. They're all politicians. And the reason I started doing those conversations with them was because I had this opinion of politicians that, like, they're all corrupt. None of them are good. None of them care about us. And I challenged myself to say, then you should have conversations with these people to find out if that's true. And in these conversations having with them, I recognize, like, people just need to be humanized. And unfortunately, that's what Rogan has done with Trump and Vance, is he brought them onto his show. And, you know, instead of Trump, you know, going off about fucking, you know, crazy shit like that he would go off about if he was, you know, interviewed by anybody that had a spine, instead Joe Rogan serves him up softballs and just lets him fucking ramble. And people are like, you know, he's not really good, but he's not as bad as I thought he was. And that was enough. That was enough. Yeah, we don't want to be in a cult. We want to always be able to, like, argue with it. You know, we need to always be able to talk to each other. What's happening, Janelle? We need to be able to talk to each other, and we need to be able to disagree. That's the reality, is we do need to be able to talk to each other, and we do need to be able to disagree. Let's watch this video. Let's watch Elon get kicked out of the White House. Yeah, Americans vote against what scares us the most. Exactly. And Diaper Dawn knew how to play that fear game. 100%. Fatty, you know my ideology, Fatty. Jon Stewart, I think Jon Stewart's actually a good call. I didn't think that Jon Stewart was... look, I don't want a comedian to be my president, but I said this earlier. Jon Stewart is one of the only people that he had the ability to do whatever the fuck he wanted, and instead of doing that, he took a step back, and he instead fought for first responders. Once again, like, I probably don't agree with everything Jon Stewart has ever said. I doubt that I do. I'm not in a cult. But if you want to be honest, if you're just talking about peripherals, like what's going to win, you're probably talking about somebody like Jon Stewart, you know? And I don't even think that he'd be bad at it. It kind of just goes against almost everything I believe as a manager, as a leader, to say, I want this guy with no experience playing the game to be in charge. But at the same time, you have to say to yourself, like, what is the reality? So I have a saying that I constantly say, and that is, I do not work with what I want this to be. I work with what it is. And that means it's a lot like me waking up tomorrow and going to work, right? I may not want to do that, but I understand that is what I have to do right now. Now, what I want is further in the future, and I work towards that. But I have to exist in reality and understand that I do have to wake up and I do have to go to work if I want to be able to accomplish those goals. So I can say something along the lines of, the person that I want in office, I want to be politically savvy. I want to be really educated to the law. I want to be, you know, a worker, somebody who doesn't give speeches, somebody who just sits behind the scenes and makes shit good for us. Like, that's what I can say, but that isn't what the majority of our society wants. The majority of our society wants charisma, great speeches. They want, what I always said it was, the left wants substance and the right wants symbolism. And it's actually become more, the right wants symbolism, and so does a lot of people on the left as well. So, yeah, I would not disagree with that, actually. Natalie, you might have missed this earlier, but I just put the Don. So links don't always show up in, here, let's just, I don't know, my viewers. How do you guys feel? Okay, here. I'm going to put this up. We're going to put up a poll. Because I don't want to over inundate the poor channel with jank. So I'm going to put up a poll question. And I want you guys... I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. Whatever you guys select, when I come back, we will be watching. It's Don Lemon versus Cenk, or Adam Mockler talking about Elon getting kicked out of the White House. Okay. All right, what do we say? Status Quo? I like Status Quo. That's a good show. my I don't know. Okay, we're going to give you guys TMI right now. My wife's dog masturbates. Okay? I don't know how many of you have animals that are capable of doing that, but my wife's dog is completely capable of making himself finish. And I just walked up there to get my water and use the bathroom, and yeah, walked in on that. That was just never. It's always very awkward. He looks awkward. I look awkward. It's just not a good thing. Anyways, we're back. Dude, I've got to see if my wife still has video of it. She had video of him doing it. This dog is like, he's a Chiweenie. He's a Chihuahua weenie dog. And when she takes him to the dog park, he'll just like run and just jump in the middle of people and just start fucking. He does this thing with his arm and bounces around. Yeah, he's a whole fucking teenager. Exactly. Oh, dude. I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry. It's a Gooner dog. I try, but he doesn't. Like, dude, he was in front of the door. I needed to go into the house. Like, the fucking guy. Yeah, don't make eye contact. The fucking guy. So he's a good dog most of the time. And we just let him walk out the back door and go use the bathroom, right? And then he usually comes to the door and he barks to let us know he needs to come in, and we'll open the door. Apparently, he figured he had some time on his hand, because I tried to walk through the door, and I walk up and he's just sitting there, and he's like, and I'm like, hey, bro, fucking go in the room. Do it like the rest of us. No shame, dude. No shame. Later, Jeannie. Appreciate you, Jeannie. Okay. Well, it looks like enough of you are saying Adam Mockler, so we're going to go Adam Mockler, and then if I got anything left in me, we will, oh, damn, sorry, bro. If I have any energy left, we'll watch some Don Lemon Cenk, all right? So we might need just a little bit of time. God, that was so sad. Baiting. Go away, I'm baiting. When dogs get the AI voice module, that's what's there's gonna be some real weird, awkward conversations between me and that dog. Oh, dude. All right, so let's watch Adam Mockler talk about Elon Musk getting kicked out of the White House, because this is the day and age that we live in. It's so fucking weird.
All right, you guys are going to love this story, because we just got example 900,000 of Donald Trump using somebody to consolidate power and then kicking that person.
Hold on, didn't Vivek get kicked out of Doge? Am I wrong about that? I heard that Vivek was asked to leave the Doge. I heard that he was told he should seek office in Ohio as a senator. Is that true?
To the curb when said goal is achieved. Today
we all knew this was going to happen.
Trump's chief of staff,
we knew it was
Susie
going to happen.
Wiles, is straight up limiting Elon Musk's access to Donald Trump, so he can't just follow Trump around the White House like a lost puppy.
Fatty, fatty, no, bro. Did they Christopher Columbus Vivek? Oh my God! Did they pull a full Christopher Columbus? Were they like ship Vivek back to his country? and somebody was like, we got him a plane ticket to Indiana. No way! That'd be fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but Vivek, he deserves that shit. I wouldn't normally say that. But his ass, he got put on notice by Ann Coulter, dude. Like, Ann Coulter straight up told his ass, we don't vote for brown people. And Vivek was like, he gave that stupid smile. And he was like, it's fine. It's fine. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Like, bro, she straight up was racist to your face. And you were like, it's cool. It's okay. It's all right. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, fuck. That's good. That was a good one, Fatty. That was a good one. I should have known. You're right, Manny. Gotta respect the time.
Limiting Musk's access to the White House,
Mumbai,
making
South
sure they can't go in
Carolina.
there, and then also limiting Doge's access to sensitive materials and limiting Doge altogether. And we've been
she
saying
did,
for a while
Max.
that Musk is bound to overstay his welcome or overstep his influence, whatever you want to say. And we're finally seeing that play out in real time. He's been pulling attention away from Trump at multiple times, but it was helping Trump. When Elon Musk was pulling attention away during the campaign season, this was a positive spin. Any publicity.
This is such a strange like path that we're on right now, because we have two branches, and I've been saying this for the entire time. I actually added a third into it, but we're going to go with the two branches right now. We're talking Elysium down that path or Idiocracy down that path. And it's actually one of the weirdest power struggles I have ever seen in my life. Will Trump's ego win out, and will he eventually just like pull away from the oligarchs, the billionaires and stuff like that, and send us down the path to Idiocracy? Well, where there will be multiple versions of my dog jerking off on the internet for people to laugh at. And that's how we're going to spend all of our time watching Ouch My Balls and Chewini's jerk off. Or do we see Donald Trump get just like completely manipulated by billionaire tech oligarchs to the point that they destroy the earth, leave us down here to continue to create resources while they move into a space ring in the sky? Like, it is, I'm not shitting you. I don't want to be like fucking pessimistic, okay? I'm being realistic. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. But those seem like, I mean, in some fantasy world, there is a third option where Donald Trump fucking all of a sudden becomes Gandhi. And like all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I love the LGBT. The immigrants can come back. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not saying that this reality has been so fucking weird. If Donald Trump came out tomorrow and was like, you know what, bring the bishop in, she's right. I would just be like, okay, fuck it, this is what we're doing now. Apparently I'm a pro-Trump fucking channel now. Just to be honest, I think that's like CERN level, like fucking Hadron Collider reality twisting shit that isn't going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. The most likely two things that are going to happen is either Elysium or Idiocracy, and it's so fucking weird to just dance on this razor's edge of what's going to happen to us right now. Jesus.
Publicity is good publicity. So when Elon Musk was doing all of this stuff with X and boosting all of this propaganda, it was helping Trump out. But now it seems to be a little bit like a burden, and we're seeing that play out. So drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the Adam Mockler channel. People keep getting unsubscribed by YouTube, so double check below.
Elon Musk told me about Elysium. It's going to be a great place.
Some real friction in the Trump White House. A few days ago, Trump had Sam Altman, other tech billionaires over to announce this new $500 billion Stargate project. But the project, according to Elon Musk, does not have the funding they claim it does.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. So Elon Musk hates Sam Altman. It's probably because he's Jewish. Allegedly. Elon Musk hates Sam Altman. And Sam Altman just got given a portion of the contract for the $500 billion for the AI Stargate. What the fuck do we live in? Dude, I like some sci-fi. I've got some sci-fi. How much sci-fi do I have over here? We've got Orson Scott Card. Got a couple Orson Scott Card books. Okay. What? This one? Fuck, I'm bad. Oh, Jesus. We got fucking Shadow of the Puppets. One's up. I'm fucking Trump over here. Look at me. I'm pulling a full Trump right here. It's the Bible. Hope you can read that upside down. we got fucking Orson Scott Card over here. Okay. I like me some fucking science fiction. Okay. I'm not a hater. I'm mostly old history, biographies, and fantasy. But I'm not a hater. I don't mind the science fiction. But can we fucking stop? Why? Why did they name it Stargate, bro? Dude, you just stop. I can't anymore. I don't even know what the fuck to say. Why would you name it Stargate? Anyways. Okay. Oh, fuck. Yeah, for the record, not a Trump supporter. I prefer Bernie. That was a really bad Bernie at that time. We weren't ready. You can't go from fucking Trump to Bernie. That doesn't work. Anyway, Sam Altman and fucking Elon have beef, and then Trump gave Sam Altman the contract. That's why I'm still dancing on this razor's edge of where we're going right now. I genuinely don't know where we're going. I don't know where this train ends. Because Trump, I don't know if he intentionally fucking just like shit on Elon to give Sam Altman this contract, or was like, did somebody tell him like, no, Elon's shit's busted? They're like, nah, dog, don't give it to Elon. His AI sucks. Have you seen Grok? Like, what the fuck happened behind the scenes to make him give that contract to Sam Altman? Because Elon Musk hates Sam Altman. And then he went on Twitter and was like, he don't have that money. He don't have it.
Trump
I need to learn how to do an
and all the
Elon
other
impression.
people said
I need to work
they
on an
have
Elon
the
impression,
$500
guys.
billion
I'll work on
secured,
it.
but then Elon Musk responded and said they don't actually have the money. SoftBank has well under $10 billion
exactly,
secured.
Silent.
I have that on good authority.
Gary
Elon Musk was
Network.
responding
I'll check it
to
out.
the press
Gary
release
Network.
from Stargate, the official
Thanks,
Stargate
disclosure.
account.
Appreciate
so
it.
it's just kind of funny because Trump was using Elon Musk, and Elon Musk was using Trump too. It goes both ways. But to help him boost certain stuff on X, on Twitter, Elon Musk bought X. He leveraged it to help.
Dude, you want total arch fucking villain arc? You want like the most villain arc of all time from Elon Musk? Is if Trump fucking like disavows. If Trump, I love Sam Altman. me and Sam, he took me to his house. I looked around, I said, wow, that's a lot of AI. He had the most AI you've ever seen in your life. He showed me the Bitcoin. It was amazing. He gave me 2 Bitcoins. I'm rich now. I gave him a Trump coin. If Trump disavows Elon Musk, that's a whole different movie. That's a completely different movie. What movie is that? If Trump gets disavowed, or I'm sorry, Elon gets disavowed by Trump and becomes a fucking crazy arch villain, we're gonna have to think on this one. We're gonna have to think about it. More
help
stuttering.
boost certain
I need more
narratives,
stuttering.
And he
Yeah.
would reply.
Working on
he
it.
would do something called signal boosting, where you reply
Do
to
not
a post,
signal on live
and
stream.
when he replies with Elon Musk's, I don't know, 300 million, 200 million Twitter followers.
Yeah, Leon's way behind.
That
The
in
running
turn
man. Oh,
boosts
good call,
it in the
Fanny.
algorithm. It signal boosts it. But now Elon Musk is signal boosting things that hurt the Trump administration. He is
The
not
Bitcoin.
only questioning the Trump administration's integrity and saying that they don't have the money, but he's also basically just calling them liars. He said they don't actually have the money.
Yeah, because he's a fucking child. Dude, Adam Mockler, no offense to Adam Mockler. Adam Mockler, dope-ass human being. I have told Adam Mockler before, we need him. Stay clean, brother. All right, do the damn thing. We need you. Don't fuck up, okay? So this is not shade on Adam Mockler. But Adam Mockler, 22-ish, more mature than Elon Musk is. 100%. Yeah, of course he went on Twitter and was like, they don't have the money. They don't have the money. Just so you know. And fucking Sam Altman, I don't know who Sam is, like his like professional personality, what he's like, but I'm guessing he's just like, shut the fuck up, Elon. Jesus Christ. Oh, I almost brought us.
And Sam Altman said, wrong. As you surely know, want to come
Ooh,
visit
I think that's
the
just
first
called The
site
Hunt,
already
isn't it,
underway.
Fatty?
This is great for the country, and I realize what is great for
Pinker, you know that all of Peter Thill's companies are named after Lord of the Rings shit. Palantir, all that shit, all of his companies are named after Lord of the Rings stuff. Somebody had the greatest meme, and that was I always knew men were gonna fuck this up. I just never knew how sad they were going to be. It's something like I fucked that up. It's much better than that. But it's pretty much saying, like, dudes were always going to fuck this up, but how the fuck did it end up being the super nerdy, like, weird fucking, like, Lord of the Rings kids? Like, that was me, by the way. I'm making fun of myself. I can show you my fantasy book wall if you guys want. I have fantasy book cred, okay? Like, we made a mistake, guys. We focused so hard on fucking the jock bullies. Like, we were like, fuck those guys. We got to make sure that nobody ever gets bullied again. Motherfuckers, we're going to take you down. Meanwhile, the fucking Star Trek kids were in the back fucking planning the massacre, okay? Those motherfuckers, they had the long con going on, okay? Like, we were all concentrating on the guy shoving fucking kids into the locker. Meanwhile, the kid that got shoved in the locker was taking that time to write out in his fucking notebook the plans he had for the future of America. We were not ready. Fucking Lord of the Rings is taking over the country.
For the country isn't always what's optimal for your companies, but in your new role, I'm
not
hope you'll
shitting on it,
mostly
Silent.
put America
I'm one of them.
first. And of course, Sam Altman has been oddly bending the knee over the past few weeks. He's been sucking up to Trump to help
God
get his
damn it.
project off the ground. But everything he said here is
The bully
right.
kids are
Honestly,
plotting revenge
they're
now.
both right in different ways.
I
And
didn't
keep in
do this
mind,
shit.
They have a personal beef going
I
back to
didn't bully
2018
nobody.
because of OpenAI. Elon Musk and Sam Altman used to work together. But Elon Musk is largely correct when he says they don't actually have the money. SoftBank has well under $10 billion secured. And Sam Altman, when he says wrong, he's not exactly telling the truth.
Dude, and you know we live in a fucking cringe-ass timeline when you have billionaires dunking on each other for not having $500 billion. Oh my God. That is where this timeline is right now, is we have two billionaires dunking on each other because one of them doesn't have $1 trillion right now. Right now. You don't have $1 trillion. Oh, yeah? Yeah, somebody said Sam Altman has $500 billion. I don't think so. He's only got like 400 billion. Fuck these guys, dude.
But he's telling the truth when he says that I hope in your new role, you'll mostly put America first, and what's good for the country isn't always optimal for your companies. We can look at the H-1B visa scandal that
the
Elon Musk was at
neurodivergence
the
thing.
front
Yeah, my son's
of.
gonna ask
Elon
me.
Musk
Fuck
was
these
pushing
guys
this
for
because
using
it
that
helps
as an
his
excuse.
own personal and corporate interests. And, you know, H-1B visas do help America. It helps us get the best innovators and engineers, but you can't also want to defund the Department of Education. Defund that entirely because that hurts homegrown innovators
Bandit,
and
that's what I
engineers,
called it. Revenge
while
of the
Elon
Nerds.
Musk then can easily pluck them from other people. Either way, let's continue this story because
Steve
Bannon has also been a huge outspoken critic.
Dude, and Steve Bannon is just a straight up fucking swamp monster. Look at this fucking guy. Oh. You can't convince me that this isn't a simulation. I currently feel like all those people that talked about this possibly being a simulation didn't Stephen Hawking say this shit might be a simulation? Like, you currently have billionaires dunking on each other over not having $500 billion while Steve Bannon seems to actually have like a good point. If you asked me like 4 years ago if I would ever see a Laura Loomer or Steve Bannon video and go, well, that's a good point. I would bet my fucking house. If you asked me 4 years ago if I ever thought I'd agree with Laura Loomer or Steve Bannon, I'd bet my fucking house. I'd be like, no. I put my house on it. And they're literally calling the billionaires out. Obviously, it's because, let's be 100 about this. It's obvious because they are now 4 back from sucking the orange mushroom, right? Like, Loomer and Bannon had their hands or fingertips on the orange mushroom, okay? They had this going on and just a little back and forth, right? They're doing the job, almost to climax, and then Elon Musk came in and was like, get out of my way! $500 billion. What's up? And then he just started doing it, right? And fucking one of these. I'm not doing that shit on stream. Like, it is fucking wacky, dude. It's beyond wacky.
Against Elon Musk lately, and it's for his own
So
self-serving
wacky.
reason. I mean, they're playing Game of Thrones out here. It's
Roger
like House
Stone
of
is a
Cards,
fucking-
the
he
Netflix
is
show,
100%
because
Who
Steve
Framed Roger
Bannon wants
Rabbit.
to gain more power and more access to Donald Trump, but he sees that
It
Musk
could
is the one
possibly
kind
be
of
it,
soaking
Bandit.
up
We're
all of
dreaming
the
this shit.
brotherly
Let's
love,
hope so.
whatever the hell you want to call it. So it's pissing him off. This reads, Bannon berates Musk over his attacks on Trump.
Just think about it this way, guys. Because this vision, like, I see things in my head. Like, I have a really good memory, and unfortunately, the side effect of having a really good memory is that I see images. Okay, let's not get into that. I don't need to see a therapist. You're gonna question that after I say this. Just imagine walking into a room with Steve Bannon, Roger Stone, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk. You could not convince me that those weren't aliens. If I walked into a room and those people were sitting in a room together, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? What kind of fucking alien federation meeting did I just interrupt? You guys planning the end of the world? What's going on? You guys taking Jupiter? Like, that would be the weirdest shit ever. These people look like aliens.
Trump's
They
AI
do.
infrastructure project. Quote,
Don't
I've
cancel
never
me.
seen action like this in my life. Steve
You know
Bannon,
it smells
Trump's
crazy in there.
one-time chief strategist, said. And Steve Bannon was the one who very cleverly came up with the tactic. He's a smart dude. As much as we hate Steve Bannon, as much as he's a
is
racist
Who Framed
prick,
Roger Rabbit,
he
though.
actually is a decent strategist, and he came up with the term flooding.
Hold on, I
the-
gotta back this up because fucking, just in case, you guys, I gotta back this shit up right here, okay? Don't judge me for my fucking search history, okay? Yeah, I Google words, okay? I don't know how to spell. I'm from the trailer park, okay? Don't judge me for what I have to Google. That motherfucker right there, 100% Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think he does that shit on purpose. I think he does it on purpose. I think he knows that he looks like the villain from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think he does it on purpose. I wonder if that... Oh, shit. Yeah, let's see. Roger... Forgiato, is that fucking Fellatio Blow's name? Yeah, here we go. This shit right here.
Oh yeah, oh no, we can't go out like that. Trump 2021, yeah, he running it back. I just got a call from General.
Tell me he doesn't know he looks like a fucking like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit villain. Why is this fucking video quality so... Forgiato Blow, fucking get some of that Trump money, dog. Like, come on, fucking work on that shit. This is terrible. Goat nuts, are you in the house? We're watching Forgiato Blow. He's Who Framed Roger the Rabbit, okay? Where are we at? We're back here. I just had to make sure people understood what I was talking
zone
about.
with bullshit, and that's what Donald Trump
I
does.
had to make sure people
on a
understood what I
daily
was talking
basis. Some
What's happening,
conservatives
RA?
and MAGA faithful are livid over Elon Musk's day-long
Lizard
public
people,
meltdown
exactly,
over
Nana.
Donald Trump's AI infrastructure
nuts!
project,
I just
saying
had to
the
summon you.
president's staff needs to get control of the tech titan. Well, that's exactly what happened. We'll get to that. Steve Bannon, in an interview with Politico, said Musk, quote, brought in his...
Dude, how much does it have to suck to be Forgiato Blow? How much does it suck? Because it's like, you spent all that time just fucking standing for fucking Donald Trump. Just like, he's my uncle. I got a truck wrap. I did all these things. And no one cares. No one cares about you now. No one gives a shit. Like, what do you do if you're a Trump grifter now? Like, what do you even do now? Like, you're like the fucking Jets guy, you know, during the playoffs. Fucking Fireman Joe, right? It's like during the season, you're somebody, you're fucking Fireman Joe. No offense to Fireman Joe, okay? He's probably a good dude. I'm just using him as an example. Don't hate me, guys, okay? I'm just saying, if you're Fireman Joe and you go to the Jets games all year, you know your team's not going to the fucking playoffs. I don't give a shit what Aaron Rodgers told you when he was high on ayahuasca, okay? I don't give a fuck what the mushrooms told Aaron Rodgers while he was in the dank cell, you know, deciding, you know, what the fucking meaning of life was. You guys weren't ever going to the fucking playoffs. You need to stop lying to yourself. And now Robert Saleh is back on the Niners as their defensive coordinator, and you guys fucked that up too. So now the Eagles have to actually deal with the Niners defense that's actually good. Way to go, Jets. You're fucking it for everybody. Anyways, back to fucking Fireman Joe. I'm just saying, like, during the season, he's Fireman Joe. During the offseason, he's probably actually done something with his life, so he's probably somebody outside. Like, he probably has a family that cares about him, things like that. You know, things that Forgiato Blow doesn't have. All I'm saying is, who the fuck are you once Trump goes in office and you can't fucking drive around in your Trump truck actually, like, fucking grifting off of it?
His own personal vendetta when the
Fireman
world's
Ed.
richest man
Sorry, Max.
began railing against
Fireman
Trump's
Ed. So see, I
announcement
wasn't
of
even
a
making fun of
$500
Fireman Ed. I was making fun of Fireman
investment.
Joe.
Quote,
Completely
I've
different
never
person.
seen action like this in my life, Bannon, Trump's one-time chief strategist, said. He also called on White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles to sit him down and sort it out immediately. Keep in mind, this happened days ago. This happened before we got today's news.
If you guys want to know who you should actually be scared of, it's fucking Susie Wiles. Okay? Also, fucking Susie Wiles. You should be scared of that as well. But Susie Wiles, like, there's always one legit person that, like, when you have these, like, you know, authoritarian administrations, there's always one person that you should fucking side-eye. Like, you should definitely be scared of. And that is Susie Wiles. Susie Wiles is legit capable of making Trump do what she wants him to do. He also called on White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, sit him down and sort it out immediately. Like, that's who Susie Wiles is. Susie Wiles apparently kept Donald Trump from calling Sleepy Joe retarded Joe. That's right. Those aren't my words. Don't cancel me. Okay? That was Donald Trump literally was on Air Force One after the debate, allegedly typing out the tweet, we're not going to call him Sleepy Joe anymore. We're going to call him Retarded Joe. And Susie Wiles was like, don't tweet that shit. And Donald Trump actually, allegedly, listened to Susie Wiles. That's the lady you should be fucking scared of, okay? Susie Wiles could actually be like straight up Goebbels up in that bitch, okay? Like, Susie Wiles might allegedly be doing some scientific experiments on humans that we don't know about, okay? Third Reich shit. Like, I'm concerned. Susie's scary.
So,
what up, Paul?
I mean, Steve Bannon, for once in his life, actually got something right. The rift marks another break between some of Trump's MAGA loyalist supporters and Elon Musk, who only recently launched himself into Trump's orbit and has served as a social media hype man and advisor on certain tech issues.
No way.
Now, Bannon has been sharply critical of Elon Musk, taunting the billionaire, saying he has autism and he's like some sort of child, whatever, monster. I don't know. But this brings us to today, when we got this article. First, let's just break down this tweet. It says, new. Susie Wiles has reportedly put a leash on Doge and Elon Musk's direct line to Trump. Instead of cozying up in the West Wing, Doge is getting parked outside in the Eisenhower building, far from the action. And
just like the cottage he has in Mar-a-Lago. Good God, dude. Did Errol Musk, did he create this situation? Is it because Errol Musk wasn't a good father? Like, does Elon Musk have daddy issues? Is that what is happening right now? Like, Donald Trump is the dude that needs somebody to pander to him, somebody to pander to him. And is Elon Musk like that guy? Like, he has daddy issues, so he needs like a daddy figure in his life? Is that what the problem is here? We're solving the world's problems, guys. Solving them.
And here's the kicker. Doge won't be reporting to Trump directly anymore. It's Wiles calling the shots now. Looks like the power games are in full swing.
Yeah, where did Giuliani? Where did Giuliani go?
Reality check.
We've
heard
hell?
multiple times that Musk, when he arrived to Washington,
he's in the Doge house.
I
missed my chance for that pun.
But he came to Washington to go to the White House
so
to meet with everyone, and he
my
immediately realized that I can't remember the exact wording.
That dad joke.
His very
so easy,
hyped up, idealistic version of Doge met the.
Yeah, Pinker, I read something that said Errol Musk groomed his stepdaughter, allegedly, and then married her. Is that real? Can you guys tell me if that's true or not? Somebody Google that shit.
Of Washington,
Google that shit.
Really just, it collided, and he realized, oh, I don't actually get access to all the
I need the
sensitive
tea on
documents
that.
I want.
Somebody get me the
I'm
tea
not
on
gonna
that.
be able to completely restructure the
That's what the
government
kids say.
like this with no oversight
No cap.
whatsoever. It's not that simple. And Susie Wiles was the one who said a few months back, straight up, she said to Trump, "We are not letting the clown car into the White House." And Trump said, "We'll try not to." But here's
Fuck. I love how Adam Mockler just says that shit with a straight face too. He said Susie Wiles looked at Donald Trump and said, "We are not letting the clown car into the White House." Dude, that's like some straight up mom shit. I'm telling you, you guys fucking better be scared of Susie Wiles, dude. You better be scared. Dude, she mommed Donald Trump. She said, "You are not bringing that in the house." Oh shit. Did Alan go to bed? Probably. We're past my bedtime too. Oh man. Susie Wiles said no clown car in the house.
Here's what it says. The power games are in full swing, and Trump's ice maiden, chief of staff, launches brutal takedown of Elon Musk as she refuses to give him a West.
Okay, hot take. Just for a second. What if Susie Wiles saves us? Like, this is where we're at. We don't know, right? We don't know. Like, what happens if Susie Wiles is the only thing standing between us and Elysium? Us and Idiocracy? What if the Ice Maiden is actually doing, like, good work back there? What if we are, like, on the verge of World War III and the Ice Maiden steps in between him and Putin? She looks at Putin and she goes, "You sit over there. You sit over there." And she's like, "We are going to work this out." Dude, I gotta meet fucking Susie Wiles. I need to know. I'm kind of afraid, to be honest. I don't want to get dominated. Like, I kind of feel like we need to, like, hang out, though, and, like, figure out, like, we need more information on Susie Wiles. Somebody put together a document. We need to know who Susie Wiles is and how she has this much power, because this shit is scaring me.
Wing office and issues stark warning over being co-president. So Chief of Staff
They weren't
Susie
married,
Wiles,
but did have two children.
has not allowed Elon Musk into the West Wing. Much has been made of the billionaire status as first buddy as he serves as the chairman of the Department of Government Efficiency, which in and of itself is redundant. We already have the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, and what kind of efficient office or department needs two heads? I mean, now there's only one because Vivek Ramaswamy is gone, but it's like the definition of inefficient. But he also causes controversy and has become an easy target for Democrats who have jokingly referred to him as the
She has Ron DeSantis as chief of staff.
Wiles,
Well, you
a
should put that on your
67-year-old
resume.
veteran of GOP politics.
You need
And
a dossier.
actually, I think Wiles is a pretty clever strategist. She got Trump into the White House throughout this entire campaign season. And as much as I disagree with her on everything, I'm sure you guys disagree with her on everything, you can acknowledge when somebody's a solid political strategist.
See, that's Adam's way of saying we should be afraid. Adam doesn't speak like I do because Adam's not from the trailer park. Adam has a good family. When I brought Adam Mockler on my podcast, I did interview Adam Mockler. It's my only claim to fame. Okay, that and Charlie Hilbert shouting me out today. Charlie Hilbert, thank you so much, Charlie. My only claim to fame is bringing Adam Mockler on my podcast and interviewing him. And I did some research on Adam Mockler, make sure I knew who my dude was. Adam's from a good family, okay? Adam's not going to come out and say things that I say, all right? And Adam's telling you need to be afraid of Susie Wiles. She's got her shit together. 67-year-old. She ain't taking nobody's shit, dude. That's a grown-ass woman.
Wiles, a 67-year-old veteran of GOP politics, saw her first victory on Trump's first day in office when he confirmed Musk would not have a desk in the West Wing. Musk was reportedly pushing for his own room just yards from the Oval Office, but his Doge team will
Okay, so that's because, Max, you can only have one mom. Well, no, you can have two moms. Well, not in Florida. You can't have two moms in Florida, okay? I believe DeSantis outlawed that, okay? So you can either have Mom DeSantis or you can have Susie Wiles. But you can't have Susie Wiles and Mom DeSantis, okay? That's too much mom energy, all right? In Florida. In California, you can have as many moms as you want. It's fucking completely acceptable. We love that shit. The more moms, the merrier. That's That's California's slogan. When I become governor of California, I'm going to change the slogan of California. I don't know what it is today. It's probably put that fire out. That's probably our current slogan. Please put that fire out. But when I become governor of California, it's going to be the more moms, the merrier, because I'm all about that shit. Okay. But in Florida, okay, the home of bath salts, we do not like too much mom energy. So that's probably why Susie Wiles got in fights with Mom DeSantis. Too much mom energy.
Be based in the Eisenhower building, which is
Mockler's
all the way across the road from the White House. The chief administrator of Doge must also report to Wiles rather than Trump, which is a sign of her control
don't bring too many
over
moms.
the White House. Experts believe that Wiles,
Look at
who
that.
ran Trump's 2016
Holy shit, is that Susie? Oh! Dude, I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit up straight. I'm sorry, Susie. I'm sorry. Like, look at that lady. No, I don't want to actually be the governor. I would never do that to myself either. What's happening, Nana? Oh, sorry. Good night, Nana. Good night, Nana. Appreciate you, Nana. Dude, look at that face. Dude, holy shit, Susie. Oh, no, I don't want any piece of that. Dude, fucking Susie fucking make me eat my fucking green beans, okay? Eat my broccoli. Fucking, I don't even like Brussels sprouts, but if Susie was here, I'd eat those goddamn fucking Brussels sprouts. Like, just straight up plain. Not even any mayonnaise. Just fucking A, look at that haircut, dude. Holy shit. Somebody needs to look into this. What can we do about Susie Wiles, guys? I've been telling you guys this the whole fucking time. Donald Trump is not the main character. I thought Project 2025 might have been the main character. I thought for a bit it was the billionaire oligarchs. That might have been the main character. But looking at Susie Wiles right now, Susie Wiles is the fucking main character. All right? Like, we might be in trouble, guys. Do we have anybody on the left that can handle that fucking look? Do we? Jesus Christ, guys, we're in fucking trouble.
2020 Florida campaign successfully has what it takes to handle the president in some way, at least reel him in slightly, but it's not always working. Trump does say a lot of dumb stuff, but honestly,
dude, he didn't even have the hands. We got into the hands. It just gets worse the more you scroll down. Dude, that is woo. That is some I do not take your shit energy right there. I don't even know what was she doing during this picture? Holy shit, Pelosi. Pelosi's too old. She broke her hip or something like that on that last fucking go. I don't think that she can take her, dude. This lady looks like she would 100% push Pelosi down. Maybe Pelosi in her prime. I think Pelosi in her prime probably could have handled Susie Wiles, but that lady looks like she would straight up push Nancy Pelosi down a set of stairs, allegedly. You guys, we need to come up with somebody better. Goat nuts, fucking handle that shit. Get up in there. Oh Christ! What do we do? I don't know how you win against that. She looks like she just caught her grandson watching porn. Yeah. Like, just walked in on her wife's dog jerking off in front of the door. Like, who takes a picture like that? Oh, this is why Donald Trump took the mean mug photo. Donald Trump is trying to be Susie Wiles. Dude, you guys have seen the fucking presidential photograph, right? Of him doing the mean mug? Susie told him to do that shit. Susie told him to do that shit. She was evolving from Geo, dude. Dude, who takes a picture like that? Jesus Christ.
It's part of the strategy. What did I say earlier about Steve Bannon? Flood the zone with BS,
Holy
and your
shit.
enemy gets confused, overwhelmed. When you do a Nazi salute on the same day that you pardon January 6th insurrectionists, there's only one me. How many videos of this stuff can I make before I get burnt out? That is the
what's her name?
definition of flooding
Warren,
the zone.
Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren seems like she gets scrap. I know AOC. Ooh, how about Jasmine Crockett? What do you guys think? Jasmine versus Susie. Dude, I'm I got Jasmine's back, but I'm still afraid. I wouldn't put money on it. Let's just put it that way. I love Jasmine. I 100% support Jasmine. I don't know if Jasmine could take Susie, dude. Somebody asked Jasmine on Twitter if she'll fight Susie. Nancy Mason get her ass whooped, okay? 12-round fight. I think if Jasmine survives the first 3 rounds, she's got Susie. In like a long fight, I think Susie loses. That's where I'm going with that. But that face right there says I'm going for the knockout in the first 3 rounds. Okay? Whew. And also that short hair says I want to fight, okay? Look, the one thing about Jasmine is Jasmine's got she got the long braids. When you rocking them braids that big, that generally means you haven't had to throw hands for a bit, okay? Generally that means you haven't had to get up in there. Unless those extensions detach. And I have seen that happen where I grew up, okay? I've seen a girl or two where I grew up that had the extensions and they just came out during the fight, okay? So if Jasmine's got them extensions and they ain't too much in there and they just come out during the fight, all right, Jasmine's got a chance. But fucking evil-looking Karen right here, like she looked like she cut that hair on purpose to be that short so that way you can't get a handhold, okay? Like she knows the move. She does have, but the earrings come out, okay? The earrings come out first. The socks stay on. The earrings come out. Okay? Yeah, if we could get MTG to fight, good call, Silent. If we got MTG to fight Susie Wiles, if we get Marjorie Ben Lifton to fight Susie Wiles, I think that's the move. I think that's the move. It has to be. That's the only chance we got.
She has an abundance of charm, and she'll need every bit of it to survive this job, said Chris Whipple, author of a book on the 2024 Trump campaign.
She has an abundance of charm? That lady does? I think he's just scared. He's saying that because he's scared. Yeah.
Noting that there were
Later, Sean.
4 chief of staffs in Trump's first term. And of course, we see Elon Musk right here, but it continues. Temperament is actually an underrated quality among White House chiefs of staff, and Susie Wiles has got it, this person says. This is someone who knows the White House well. This
fucking flip-flop beating the shit out of you with that thing.
Of course, it's the toughest job in Washington, if not on the planet, particularly when the boss is Donald Trump. There's never been an administration that has so many power plays so early. I would 100% agree. You can
Bro, Max, Goat's already called dibs, okay? Don't be taking his woman, all right?
see the power plays every day. It's almost like a Game of Thrones-esque situation going on in the White House.
What
and I'll
the
leave
fuck?
It at that. Make sure you drop a like.
What the? Bro, this isn't real life.
Make sure you subscribe to the Mockler channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. All right, you guys are going to...
We love Adam. Adam's my dude. That's all of my hopes and dreams are resting on Adam's shoulders. No pressure. Oh, yeah, but we can't, Fatty, we can't jeopardize the AOC, okay? We need to keep AOC safe. We can't, look, crazier things have happened, you know? Tyson lost to Douglas, bro, okay? That happened. I was there. I watched it. Not there. I was in the trailer park. Probably drunk at 13 watching that shit. But we watched that, okay? Tyson lost to Douglas, okay? We can't put AOC in there and then some crazy shit happens and then we lose AOC. We can't lose Jasmine either. I think the only choice is to get MTG we've got to convince MTG that Susie is controlling Donald Trump through the Jewish space lasers. It's got to be it. That's got to be it. We got to protect AOC. All right, I think that's it. Oh, man. Stuff Mason in the bathroom with a trans woman. Did you guys see Lauren Boebert fucking falsely accuse some woman of going to the bathroom of being trans? This is literally what we said. This is what we said. We said you dipshits are going to do this. Sometimes I think we just need to let some of this shit happen. You know, and just be like, look, you guys are fucking morons. See what you fucking morons did? Like, I kind of feel like that sometimes. Lauren Boebert. Can you imagine annoying ass Lauren Boebert? For the ladies out there. For the ladies that are out there. Can you imagine trying to go to the bathroom and Lauren Boebert's annoying ass chasing you down and being like, you can't use this bathroom. You can't use this bathroom. Then she tries to give you a handy because she can't help herself. That's what she does. Just tries to give you a good one. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, she called a cis woman trans, yeah. She followed some woman into the fucking bathroom in the Capitol or some shit like that. Fucking called for the guards, apparently, and then had to apologize for that shit. Had to, like, tell people she was sorry. That's exactly what's going to happen. Fucking people using the bathroom, bro. Look, I'll back you up. If there is somebody, it don't matter, man, woman, transgender, doesn't matter the sexuality, gay, straight, doesn't matter. If there is somebody in a bathroom assaulting somebody, I will back you up. I will be right there for you, okay? I will help you to apprehend that person. If there happens to be a person, regardless of gender, regardless of sexuality, assaulting somebody in a bathroom, let me know. I will help you. It's not happening. It's not fucking happening, okay? Oh, the absurdity of this shit, dude. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I cannot wait until somebody follows me to the bathroom and they're like, hey, lady, you're in the wrong bathroom. I'll be like, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I'll go to the other bathroom. These people don't understand how fucking dumb they are. It's true. It's just like being dead. You don't know you're stupid. Just everybody else does. Cup check. Been there, done that. I played sports, okay? Fucking little baseball bat move at you, and you're like, oh, and they're like, yeah, I thought so. And you're like, fuck you. All right? I've been there. Did kung fu, okay? Cup checks are not fun. Oh, dude. When I was doing kung fu, I was the longest fucking tenured white belt of all time because I did a lot of drinking in my spare time. And then I wouldn't show up to fucking class. Anyways, when I was testing for one of my stripes, they put you between like 5 or 6 people, and those people come in and you're supposed to do fucking forms on them, technique on them. And there's this really funny moment where this girl ducked down and snapped a punch towards my groin, and I was not wearing my cup, and I was like, oh! Needless to say, I failed because I wasn't wearing my cup. Oh, shit. All right, guys. I love you guys. I seriously do. Thank you so much for being here. What are we doing? Eagles beating the Commanders tomorrow. Bills beating the Chiefs tomorrow. I am predicting it right now. Right here, right now. Bills versus Eagles in the Super Bowl because that's what America needs. I know you guys hate my Eagles, but that's what America needs. You have to like them just for me, okay? I know Eagles fans are kind of assholes, but I need you to forget that, okay? Eagles beat the Commanders tomorrow. Bills beat the Chiefs tomorrow. Eagles, Bills in the Super Bowl. We'll try to put out a couple more videos. If you haven't watched the Charlie Hilbert video, go watch that shit. It's pretty funny. If you haven't watched the other videos about the third term, I know that one sucks, but like it's real. It's true. Check that out. Check out the not safe for work text messages people were sending to Cassidy Hutchinson. That video's out too. Go check out Charlie Hilbert. Charlie Hilbert is super duper dope. He's one of my favorites. Don't forget to check out Naughty Nana Does. Love Naughty Nana Does. She's over 30,000 subscribers now. She's so fucking cool. Don't forget to check out the 21st Century Suffragettes and Diane. So fucking cool. Go check out Pep Talks. He's a good dude too. Just kind of started talking to him. Seems like a cool dude. Go check out Benjamin Dixon. Good dude. Support good people. That's what we need to do. And if you want to support me, you can join the Angry Ginger Army by clicking the join button down below. It's $3 a month, less than 10 cents a day, and it's cheaper than Netflix and much more entertaining. Let's see, what else? That's about it. Like, next show is going to be, Monday is going to be the podcast. It'll be on this channel. It'll come out on this channel. It also comes on Apple and Spotify. the podcast with Jeffrey Boutwell on George Boutwell, talking about the beginnings of the Republican Party, the real Republican Party that became the Democrat Party of today, the Progressive Party of today, with Lincoln and Grant and George Boutwell. That comes out on Monday. And then we're right back at it. Wednesday, we'll be back for a live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific. All right, guys. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you on Wednesday.